Across the UK, online and on DAB.
A new kind of talk radio. We'll get you talking. Talk radio.
It always makes me uncomfortable when there are two Ians in a building. It just, because I think Ian is such a naff name. I honestly, I've never liked it as a name. It's all, I'm not sure how Ian spells his name, whether it's I-A-N or the correct way, I-A-I-N. Either way, it's all just kind of, you know what I mean, nothingy. There's nothingy letters in it. It's always, you know, there's nothing hard in it. There's no hard letters. Anyway, it's a good show. I'm not criticising the show. I'm criticising our names. This is Iain Lee, Talk Radio. Talk to you after this.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
I'll bring the chips and the dips and root beer, even though dark purple rain clouds are near. When you come around, you bring the summer. I'll lay the basket and blanket out neat, even though weathermen say they'll be sleep. When you come around, you bring the summer. Summer for a sad old snowman freezing in his room. Summer from your clear blue skies will melt away the winter's gloom. I'll bring the sun cream and beach volleyball, even though there is no sand here at all. When you come around, you bring the summer. When you come around, you bring the summer.
You look like you think about that.
Summer for a sad old Jack Frost trying to warm his toes. Summer from your golden smile will pick the slow drops pinky rose. The birds and the bees will fly around me, even though we're deep in January. When you come around, you bring the summer. I know with one bound, you bring the summer. When you come around, summer baby, you bring the summer. You bring the summer around. Summer baby, you bring the summer. You bring the summer around.
It's disgusting. Don't discuss it, you cat. It's disgusting.
The one event that you would like to happen that hasn't happened? What's the one bit of proof that you would like to go to a base and get?
I've never seen a Phantom aircraft land on an airfield in front of me.
Evening, dear listener. Let's go straight to the first call of the night. Good evening, first call of the night.
Hip, 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 hip.
Whoa! It was a three-way tie, and I believe. Oh, hip 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 indeed. Hip hip hip. The order in which I heard the hip hip hips were in reverse order. Simon in third place. Hip hip hip, Simon. Hannah in second place. But regaining his crown as the biggest bellend on, as the first caller of the night, Alan Caddick, ladies and gentlemen. It's Caddick Fever!
Hip, hip, hip.
Hip, 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 Alan! Hannah and Simon, you have to wait your turn, I'm afraid. You are officially second and third. Yes, Alan?
I tell you what, me one time, but we found out what was wrong.
What was wrong?
Pancreatitis.
Oh, yeah, but dong dong ding a dong a ding ding a dig a dong ding dong.
She could have died.
Yeah, they can. But they fixed her.
But she's at home recovering.
Yep.
But the rude thing is she wants all the family back together.
What do you mean she wants all the family back together?
All the 4 boys back together.
Why? Does she think she's dying?
Well, she nearly died.
Oh, I see. Okay. Who's her favourite?
Well, we've got my oldest brother, Robert, who lived in Blackpool.
Yep. That's a shame.
And we've got my brother, Stephen, who lived in London.
Yep. I didn't ask for locations.
I'm just saying them in chronological order.
Yes.
And then there's Paul, who lives in Blackheath, and then there's me.
Okay, I'm going to ask the question again.
Yeah?
Who's her favourite?
Obviously, she loves all of us in equal measure.
She can't.
Why not?
She can't. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. I have children, right? You can't love them equally, especially not 4. 2, it's possible for stretches of time to love them equally, but there'll be times when you prefer one over the other, right? 3 or more children, you're going to have a favourite, you're going to have a least favourite. It's a fact.
Yeah.
So who's her favourite?
Well, I'm not worried of what person answer. I'll have me one, and I can give you that answer on Monday.
Okay.
Anyway.
You ask her who's the... I'm not interested in second and third. I want to know the favourite and the least favourite, okay?
Yeah,
nice
the number 1 and the number 4.
The number 1 and number 4. Number 2 and number 3, I'm not fussed about those guys. They're a bit nothingy. Number 1 and number 4, you're having an impact. Either positive or negative. You are having an impact on your mother.
Yeah.
2 and 3, she don't care about.
Right, now we've got that done. What are the topics for tonight?
I haven't got any, mate.
Oh, we need some topics.
We need some topics. Well, I don't know if you heard last night's show with the Periscope Love Bomb. Did you hear that?
No, didn't know about it.
Nom-de-nom-dom. Well, it's now available, guys, as a bonus podcast. There is a bonus podcast out there, right? We periscoped a young lady last night and we love bombed her. She only had one person watching her. Suddenly she had 340 people watching her. Yeah, it was good. It took a while to get there, but we got it and it worked. Apart from once you got past the potty-mouthed Americans.
Oh dear.
Yeah, oh dear. Double dump again last night. Double dump. So last night's show was so exciting that I'm a spent force. I'm spent. I'm dry as a husk. I have nothing left to give. So I kind of lazily thought that tonight's show we could just potter along and see what happens.
I can sum up a topic in 2 words.
Go on.
LBC bingo.
Well, no, because that only really works with when Hopkins was on.
But who is it tonight?
Well, I don't want to say. I don't want to say who it is tonight because people might have forgotten that someone quite good is on. Friday night is the only night I'm nervous that our listenership will drop. So no, I don't think that's a thing. So I here's what we can do tonight, right? Yeah. It's going to be even more open than usual. As I say all the time, people can call in about anything they want, right? I tell you what we'll do. We did this a few weeks ago. People can just phone up and they can talk about what they want, but let's just check in. Why doesn't everyone just check in, tell us how the week's gone, ups or downs, highs and lows. We've survived another week. Your mum has survived another week. My mum has. She'll be going home next week, fingers crossed.
Oh, that's good.
So let's just everybody can just check in and tell us how they're getting on. How about that?
844-499-1000. Remember, we call you back.
Alan, thank you very much. Oh, ta-ta. Simon's on the line. Yes, Simon. Hip, hip, hip.
Hip, hip, hip.
Hip, hip, hip.
What happened to Hannah? She was ahead of me.
Oh, you're a gentleman. Hannah, hip, hip, hip.
Hip, hip, hip.
Yeah, he's a gentleman. Hannah.
Yeah, I thought I was second.
Simon's a gentleman. Hannah, do you want to take him up on his offer of going second?
Yes, please.
You're a sexist old pig.
Oh.
Feminazi.
Feminazi, isn't she, Simon? She walked straight into that trap in a feminazi. That's what you are, Hannah. Outrageous.
Oh.
We'll let you go second if it's so important to you.
Well, yeah, I want to know what a woman has to do to get a golden pass.
Well, you've got... I think we've only given 2 golden passes out. One was to a guy that was either called Dave or Mark or something. I think it was called Dave. Was he called Dave? Or Mark? Or something. He had a name. He had a man's name. He has a golden pass. And he can, if his name flashes up on the screen, the team pounce on it, get to him immediately, call him back immediately. He jumps and I interrupt the calls. There was another golden pass to a young gentleman who has not called back since. And we had loads of people saying, oh, he's a troll. Well, he's not trolled me. When John Gaunt emailed me once to ask me why I was talking on Twitter to trolls, I said, John, I take people at face value. The people you're accusing of trolling have never trolled me, so I will continue talking to them. It turns out they weren't trolling him. They were just telling him what a massive plum he was, which he is. So have that. But yeah, so that gentleman has got a golden pass. So what do you have to do to get a golden pass? I don't know, Hannah. And the fact that you're asking that question
is a bit cheeky.
Well, it kind of says to me, you're not ready for a golden pass.
Yeah. That's not fair.
Yeah, well, no, it's fair. It's like trying to teach someone how to be Zen, right?
I've followed you for years. You know that.
Yeah. I know. I do know that, and I appreciate it. I'm eternally grateful for all of the support, Hannah, that you have given me at various different places I've worked. Thank you. But it's like trying to teach meditation to someone, right? Zen Buddhism to someone, right? And for years they go. There's a story. Hang on, there's a proverb, isn't there? So this man or woman or transgender goes up to this guru, right? He says, can you teach me enlightenment? And the guru, who is definitely a man, although there are female guruesses, the guru says, yes, I can, right? Go and live up in this cave in the mountains, and I will visit you every day, right?
Yeah.
And then the guru goes and visits. Here comes a cup of tea. This is enlightenment. Thank you, Id. The guru goes and visits the dude in the cave in the mountain every day, right? And the guru says, "Have you got any questions for me?" And the person says, "Yes. When will you teach me enlightenment?" And he says, "Good question. I'll come back tomorrow." And he comes back and he talks to him and he says, "Any questions?" "Yes. When will I be enlightened?" "Good question. I'll come back tomorrow." And he keeps doing this for 35 years, right? And this is the frustrating thing, Hannah and Simon, then I forget the end of the proverb.
Right. You don't know what it is.
I don't know. I genuinely don't. And I was dragging it out as long as I could because I was hoping.
I don't know what it is.
No,
either.
I was hoping that my synapses would fire into action and I'd join the dots in my brain and I'd remember. And I can't remember. So if anyone knows the end of that proverb, 0844 499 1000, we will call you back. So I hope that helps, Hannah.
Yeah, well, I was hoping to beat Caddick today, but
Got to be quicker off the draw. We had a three-way go, but Caddick was definitely first. Hannah, try again next week.
I will.
Ta-ta.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Simon, you don't know the end of that proverb, do you?
Well, the thing that made me think of is when you go to join the Shaolin Temple, and they say no, and if you leave, you're not worthy. But if you keep sitting about, they keep saying no. Eventually, one point they'll say, "Okay, come on in."
Yeah. But it's
probably not that.
It isn't that. No. And that's I wish I could remember. 0844 499 1000. How the flipping hell does that proverb end? It's a good one. It's wise. It's very wise.
Chinese proverbs are wise.
It goes back for every day for 35 years. And then in the end, the dude says something and the bloke goes, "You're enlightened." But I don't remember what he says. It's when he stops asking the question or something. Something like that. He stops asking, the bloke goes, "Any questions?" And he goes, "No." He goes, "Well, you're enlightened." But that doesn't actually make sense. It was more profound than that. There was a lot of profundity within it. But I don't know what it 0844 499 1000. How the hell does that proverb end? There we go. That's a good phone in. How are you doing, Simon?
I'm very good, actually, thanks. I was phoning to say a few things.
Yeah, go
on. Last night was flipping good radio.
He said flipping, didn't he?
I did say flipping.
God, your accent. I was drinking. I know. I was drinking some water then. And I nearly choked myself because your accent is. Okay.
It's flipping good radio.
Thank you very much indeed. It was fun, wasn't it? It
was. And tonight, are we having Gina back on to look at her new car?
No, I've seen her new car. It's on Twitter. You can go and see her new car. No,
okay.
The thing, for those who missed it, right, it was the last hour of the show. I said we'd do it tonight, and we did it yesterday. There is a bonus podcast that has been uploaded, so 2 podcasts for yesterday's show. We tried to find someone on Periscope, this video streaming service, who didn't have many viewers. And we all wanted to pile in and send them lots of love. We tried it with a girl who was singing in America, driving, and that was quite good, but they weren't really interacting with us. Then we had a couple of potty mouths in America, and
one of them, Ian, dropped the N-bomb.
Did it get out on air?
I don't know.
No, I don't
heard it on Periscope. The black lad, the second.
I was a little bit worried. It looked like he was.
He's allowed to, if that's what he wants to do. But
that reminds me of something Alicia Dixon said. But then I don't want to talk about it because it's a Britain's Got Talent story, and I don't want to fall into the Simon Cowell's clutches. Anyway, so then we found that Beef got in touch and said he'd found this girl Gina. She had 1 viewer. We all piled in. At one point, she had 340 viewers. We were all sending her love and hearts, and it blew her mind. Her friend phoned us up. She phoned us up. It was brilliant. Now, here's the thing. I don't think, if she wants to call up again, beautiful, she's part of the club. But I don't want to chase her again, or I don't want to initiate a conversation with her. I feel that Gina is done now. She's listening, okay. Gina, you're welcome, and it was great, thank you, and you're welcome to call in, but I don't want to kind of make it...
wonderful.
And now I'm deciding, Simon, do we do it again, or do we leave it? This is the thing.
Well, I think it's one of those things, Ian, if you kick the backside out, it'll get tired.
Yep.
But I think there's a format there, isn't there?
I think there is, and for those of you, by the way, who missed it and can't download the podcast, Scott Mills will do it in a couple of weeks. And that's my worry. I don't want Scott Mills to kind of get his grubby little hands. I don't know, Simon.
I seriously think there's something in it.
Yeah.
And I think there's somewhere you could take that, but it's obviously you're the radio person that knows about these things.
There was definitely something in it. It was great. It worked much, much better than I thought. And I just need to think whether we're going to do it again. Simon, I've got to go because I'm late for a break. Thank you very much. Stay there. 0844 499 1000. How you doing tonight? It's Friday. It's 10:20. Hot. It's hot, isn't it? It's starting to get uncomfortable today. And I spent a huge amount of time in my car when I shouldn't have been. Oh, that's playing. Look, there we go. I wonder what that was. I thought my tinnitus was getting really loud. It's not. It's Bohemian Rhapsody on recorders. Of course it is. That's exactly what it was. I was terrible traffic. I'm not going to get London centric, but I was in London, and the drive from Hammersmith to here should have taken about 30 minutes. Hour and a half, and there was. Here's the thing, right? I made the coffee beans gesture to a driver, right? The traffic was literally standstill, and you'd move like a couple of inches, then it would stop, and it was the whole round. If you know Hammersmith, the whole roundabout was blocked. I don't know what was going on. I know there was a police incident. They were chasing a man, and there was a scooter on the pavement, but I don't know if that was connected. And this guy, and I decided, right, if I stick in this route, I'm going to be here forever. I'm going to turn left instead and go through Shepherd's Bush. Wrong way, but I thought I'll be moving. And the car in front of me, 0844 499 1000, by the way, if you want to call. The car in front of me had a significant gap between it and the van in front of that. And if it moved forward and filled that gap, I'd be able to turn left around the roundabout and head off towards Shepherd's Bush. And he didn't move forwards, so I beeped him. Right, tempers were fraying. Okay, tempers were fraying. Well, there's your kazoos. So tempers were fraying. So I beeped him, and then eventually he moved forward, but only because the truck in front had moved forward. And as I drove past, and I wasn't going to do anything, but I noticed that him and his passenger were looking at me, right? They were waiting for me to drive past so they could see who had dared beep them, who would dare honk their horn. And I could see they were looking at me, so as I pulled up, I did the old, the Gareth Hunt sign at them. And then I drove off, and then I had the worst attack of guilt I've ever had for, giving a rude hand gesture, because I thought, flippin' heck. That was out of order. Supposing they're not, winkers. Supposing they're not, right? Supposing they're nice people, and they just... I remember years and years ago when I was a kid, right? I think my dad told me this, but I might have seen it in a film. But I think my dad told me. He said, never pull up too close behind the car in front of you. And I said, why not? Or the character in the film did. I don't know. And he said, well, because if someone is then behind you and they want to kill you, you've got space to do a manoeuvre and pull out and get around and get away. It's not, you can't get trapped like that. Whereas if you get too close, the car behind you can come up close, you're locked in, they can come out and they can shoot you. Now, either my dad told me that, and he would have told me as a kid, and that's a weird thing to tell a kid, or I saw it in a film. One of the two. So maybe their dad had told them the same thing, or they'd seen the same film. So they were keeping a safe distance in case, someone tried to come and shoot them. I don't know. Anyway, I felt really guilty for doing that. 0844 499 1000. Yes, Az.
Hey, Ian, as you are.
Ah, thank you, Az. Hip, hip, hip.
Hip, hip, hip.
What you got for us, boss?
I've actually missed all the hip, hip, hip stuff, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Doesn't matter as long as you say it. That doesn't matter.
Hip, hip, hip.
Hip, hip, hip.
It's a nice thing to say.
Isn't it, Joseph?
I had an interesting incident of road rage with one of my friends once when one of my friends was driving.
Yeah.
We were driving along, and the car in front of us just kind of stopped, just according to the driver, for no reason. So my friend beeped at him and made a couple of gestures, said a couple of fruity words, and drove around him and gave him one of those bean shaker signs.
Yeah.
It wasn't until we passed him that I said to my friend, dude, you realize that he stopped because of the red traffic light, right?
No!
He turned around and started laughing, but the guy in the car must have been very confused.
Does you've got an accent as American, I'm assuming.
Yeah, sure, why not?
From the southwest of America.
Sure, why not?
Sure, why not? I'm okay. Hang on a second. That caller's just dropped off. The other caller's just dropped off. Do they? Because obviously the winker word means nothing over there. You'd call someone a jerk or a jerk off, wouldn't you?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Do you do the hand gesture as well?
Yeah, we do that one. We don't do the two finger thing though.
No, you do you flip the bird, the one finger.
Yeah, we flip the bird. We get people to swivel on it. We do it properly.
And people see. Here's the thing. Here's the people complain about the Americanization of this country, right? The bird getting people to swivel on it, is becoming more and more prevalent over here. You're more likely to see someone flicking their middle finger than they are to do two fingers. That must make you feel proud.
Yeah, I don't really see the two finger stuff anymore. So I'm like, yeah, we brung it. We brung it here, man.
Yeah, it's disappointing, but never mind. We like your films. Anything else, Az?
I kind of wanted to express my week through the power of song briefly, if I may.
Man, wait, why are you even asking? Of course you can.
Fantastic. Well, basically, there's a voice that keeps on calling me down the road, and that's where I'll always be.
Wow.
Every step I make, I'm making you pay.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been long, just turn around and I'm gone again. Maybe tomorrow I wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, I'll just keep moving. On ba 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 dang a dang dang a ding a dong dang fruit cake fruit cake fruity cake cake fruit cake fruity fruit cake fruit cake fruit bomb ba bomb ba bomb ba bomb ba bomb ba bomb dang a ding a dong ding As you are, Ian.
Tough week by the sounds of it, Az. Thank you, mate. 0844 499 1000. Why have we got suddenly 426 viewers on Periscope? That's a phenomenal amount. Welcome, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us. It's appreciated. I'm assuming Scott Mills is doing it now on me. I'm assuming you stumbled on this by accident. Well, you're welcome. My name is Iain Lee. This is Talk Radio, and this is a live radio show. If you want to take part, Periscopers, you're more than welcome to phone me up, as is anybody. Very simple. You phone up 0844 499 1000. We will call you back. We'll certainly call you back for the first couple of hours. After midnight, I've got a feeling tonight's show's going to be a little bit call light. I've got a feeling, because it's hot, it's Friday, it's summer, you know, it's a bank holiday weekend. Oh God, it's a bank holiday weekend. Of course we're going to struggle. Monday night's going to be an absolute nightmare. Bank holiday weekend on half term. Oi. Let's have plenty to fill it with then. So I suspect that tonight is going to be a little bit light of the phone call, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine. If you do want to call, you'd be very, very welcome. We might take calls to air a little bit earlier, and we'll get Kath in at some point as well. I'm Iain Lee. This is Talk Radio. And just like that, we dropped 200 viewers. Just like that. Isn't that rude? How rude. I'm glad they've gone. I didn't like any of those people. What the hell am I talking about? Well, it's another way you can interact with the show, and I'll give you this one, and I'll give some of the others a bit later on. It's Periscope. Basically, I have my pocket telephone on a tripod, and I'm streaming the video online. You can watch the show if you want, and you can talk to other people that are watching the show by going to periscope.tv/Iain Lee, IAINLEE. And now, I feel bad that all those, I'm thinking, well, we just lost 230 viewers. What the hell did I do wrong? Blimey. Oh, man. It doesn't matter. Music Geek 81's on the line. Yes, boss.
Hip, hip, hip.
Hip, hip, hip.
Excellent show last night, Ian.
Thank you,
The reason why radio was invented, if I could be so bold, it was a really heartwarming, excellent show.
It took 100 years to get there, but we did. We got there. It kind of worked, didn't it? It kind of worked. And it
totally worked, yeah. I was slightly worried when he had the American guys on. Yeah. I did kind of think he was maybe going to go, down slightly dubious territory, but no, it was excellent.
The lesson that has to be learnt is, I think we stick English for a while, and guys, don't read any.
UK is, you know where you stand.
Don't read any pro or anti-European nonsense in that.
No, none of that.
British, not English, British, because I'm sure the Scotch would give us a good run for our money. Anyway, Music Geek 81, what you got?
Well, it's just a check-in show, is it, tonight?
Yeah, kind of.
I've just come back from Glastonbury back to Scunthorpe via a 6-hour train journey, and I'm somewhat travel-lagged and sunburned, but I'm doing quite well.
Oh, beautiful. So where did you go?
Well, to Glastonbury. I was actually staying in a travel lodge, which wasn't that romantic, but I kind of just sort of walked the tour area, and I watched the sunset on the tour last night before it was magical.
The tour, I haven't been up the tour for, 20 years I've been up the tour.
Exhausting. I went the not-so-steep way first, and that was exhausting, but I went the steep way, and that was not quite as exhausting, but I think I just kind of got used to it by that
We'd go up the tour, we'd have a couple of cans of lager, we'd smoke a couple of rollies, and then we'd slowly walk back down. There are holes in there that are gateways to an underground kingdom. Obviously, that's nonsense, but. It's nice there. I'm into Glastonbury. I drove past Glastonbury the other day to go to Bridgewater, and it made me think of all my lovely friends that I used to have there. And then one of them, the same day, got in touch and said, my dad says you were in Bridgewater today. Yeah.
That's synchronicity. Might be the ley lines.
Yes, it could be the mystical ley lines. I mean, Glastonbury, the village, I don't know if it is now, but 20 years ago, it was certainly full of deadbeats and losers. I've never seen so many people walking around with crappy guitars on their backs, held up with bits of string, and white people with dreadlocks. I mean, geez.
I didn't really see much of that, to be honest with you.
Maybe it's changed.
Very easy going, really. I mean, it was totally hippie, but it wasn't all the kind of cliches and all the dreadlocks and all that kind of stuff. It felt very, I don't know, it just kind of runs on its own time atmosphere down there, I think.
I know what you mean. It's a nice place. I might go. I should have popped in the other day, but I was knackered. I wanted to get home.
It's been roasting down there. I feel like I've been roasted on a skillet. I'm just, oof.
These things happen. Well, you're okay. You've made it. You've made another week.
I made it. I made another week. I listened to it every night this week in the travel lodge.
Oh, nice. The thing about, I don't mind it. I've stayed in travel lodges. I don't mind a travel lodge. It's a bed. Yeah, it's a good bed.
You know what you get in, don't you?
Can I have a shower and brush my teeth? Yep, beautiful. I'm happy. Because you're not there. It's nice to be in nice hotels, but you're not there for the hotel. You're there because you want to go off and see all the sights and stuff and have a base.
I don't like bed and breakfast because I kind of feel like on show on them as well. Do you know what I mean? When you have to sort of come down in the morning, and I'm not the best in the morning. You stay at bed and breakfast, and you have to kind of come down and socialise with people, and, you know, Travelodge, it's a bit more sort of anonymous. I mean, it's kind of faceless and depressing, I suppose.
Yeah,
but
I don't know. I don't like B&Bs. You're right, because I don't... Are you allowed to go into... I don't like the breakfast, you're right, because it's all... It's someone's house, basically.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to go back to... Because it's bed and breakfast, right? Are you allowed to go back in the afternoon for a doze? Because I thought, genuinely, I've thought that for B&Bs, you had to be out by like 11, and you couldn't come back until the evening. But now I'm saying that out loud, that sounds like nonsense.
Well, that'd be like breakfast and bed. It's just like switching it round.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah. It was, well, listen, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I did do, yeah, it was excellent.
Nice one, mate. Thanks so
much. And you really got me into the Monkees, by the way, Ian.
Good.
I've been discovering the joys of the Monkees back catalogue.
Oh, beautiful, man. Pisces Aquarius is the one.
Strangely enough, that's the one I've been addicted to.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Have you heard the new album is brilliant. And there are a couple of weak tracks on there, but the new album is brilliant.
I've been enjoying the songs you've been playing. I think you played the Noel Gallagher and Paul Weller one. I really like that one. And the You Bring the Summer at the start?
Yeah, Andy Partridge,
That is growing on me. That is growing on me.
Good. All right, listen, man, nice one. Thank you very much. 0844 499 1000. Bruce is on the line. Evening, Bruce.
Hip, hip, hip.
Hip, 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 Bruce.
How are we doing?
I'm all right. I feel a little bit. I mean, perhaps I've just been love bombed on Periscope, but I feel a little bit saddened that I rose to the giddy heights of 400, nearly 500 viewers, and now we're down to 220. What did I do wrong? It's funny, isn't it, Bruce? A lot of modern culture is based on numbers. Like 30 years ago, numbers only really mattered if you were a pop singer and you were in the charts. Do you know what I mean? You had the charts, right? But now everybody is governed by numbers. How many followers have I got on Twitter? How many retweets did I get for that retweet? Well, I got 15 less retweets than I did for the other one. What did I do wrong? How many friends have I got on Facebook? How many people are watching me on Do you know, it's weird that everybody is governed by numbers to the point that they are blinded by that. They ignore that whether what they're actually doing is any good or not. They just want to get the numbers.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's not what I phoned up about, but you're right. I mean, I know people that will purposely put something on social media for the reaction. I mean, the one that always gets me is when somebody checks into a hospital. You know, like you can check into places.
Oh, yeah, yeah. No, I always have my location thing off, but yes, I know people can do that, yes.
And people check into like a hospital. And then everyone comment, oh, is everything okay? You know, that kind of thing. And it's like, oh, yeah, no, I'm just, like, going to see somebody that I know.
Oh, aren't you you a lovely person?
Yeah.
Oh, isn't nice?
I don't get it, but, yeah, I know what you mean. It does seem to be, like, a very common theme, actually.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, well, what did you call in for, Bruce?
I just wanted to check in. I thought, you know what, make it a full house, because I've managed to call in every night now this week.
Beautiful.
Which is... It is and it's not, because the thing is, like, I'm worried that I've not got the cult status of Caddick, and I don't want to overstay my welcome.
No. Listen, there is no welcome to be overstayed. Honestly, everybody is welcome to call in, and everyone is gratefully received. And I know some nights we do like new callers only and stuff like that, and that is not in any way two fingers or one finger up at people that call regularly, like yourself or Caddick. That's just because some people can feel a little bit anxious about calling in. And also, do you know what? Right, this is a brand new station. I think we're in week 10 or something. And I knew that for the first 2 weeks, we'd get loads of calls. I knew it, because I knew that people would be curious about what the show was and what it was going to be. And then I thought after 2 weeks, it will drop down and we will struggle, and we'll really struggle. And that's why we were having guests every night, to fill the inevitable gap. The inevitable gap didn't come. It dipped a little bit, I think, in week 4 or 5. And then it's just we've had a real steady increase in callers, to the point where the other night we didn't give out the phone number for an hour and a half. So I'm really pleased it's going. But Bruce, what I'm saying in a roundabout kind of way is no. You all of you are welcome, and not everybody can be a Caddick. Thank God.
Well, the thing is, I mean, this week has been remarkable, I think, for you, Ian. I mean, I spoke to you Monday and I introduced you to Tutti Frutti, the German game show with the topless women.
Yep.
Tuesday, we hit the lull where you didn't feel very good about things.
Yep.
Wednesday, I happened to call up and say hip, 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 and it took off.
Yep.
As you were launching your new club.
Hip, hip, hip. Late Night Losers.
Hip, hip, hip.
Hashtag, if you're talking about the show, hashtag hip, 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 of course.
Of course.
Yes.
Last night, the amazing Periscope Love Bomb, which I managed to view and thought it was just remarkable. And today, for me, personally, it's the start of my daughter's 3rd birthday weekend, and we took her to the zoo.
Oh, beautiful.
And after talking earlier in the week about sometimes what gets you out of bed and stuff like that, today was that day for me, because going there and talking to her, I took her to bed tonight and saying, "Oh, what did you do today? You know, what do you remember?" and everything like that.
Yeah.
And her talking to me about it just melted my heart.
Yeah.
And that's why I get up and do what I do every day.
Yeah. Well, good for you.
But I just wanted to say thank you. But I just wanted to say on kind of what you've just been saying there is you've got a fantastic Facebook group out there. I have been engaging with people on that Facebook group, the Talk Radio listeners, and the amount of people on there, and also on Twitter as well, that say, "I love listening to the show, but I'm not sure about calling in." Just do it. It's what I did, and I've gone from calling in, once a week to probably more than I should do. But the fact is, you make everyone so blooming welcome.
And you don't need anything to call in about. That's the beauty of it. Don't need that. We'll find something. We'll find something. We'll do some nonsense. Here's the thing, Bruce. Here's the thing that I thought this show was going to be more like, and I do miss it a bit, right? The arguments. I miss arguing a bit. And when I came here, I was still quite angry because of the other place, and there was a lot of arguments at the other place, both on and off the air, guys. And I thought this show was going to be more. We would get people on and we would hold them to account, people that were in the news and politicians and stuff like that, and we would go. And I kind of miss arguing with you guys, the callers, and I miss getting bad people on and shining the spotlight on them. And I can't quite work out if it would fit in this show. Yeah, of course it would fit in the show, because anything goes. I can't work out how to fit it. I can't work out how to get it into the show.
I can help you there. Just think of something you've got a strong opinion about that you think people may not agree with you.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the EU thing. That's already past that. But just think of something think of a band that you really don't like, that a lot of people do like.
Yeah.
That normally stirs debate.
All right, we'll see what happens, Bruce. This is Iain Lee, 0844 499 1000. I think Jimi Hendrix is rubbish. This is Iain Lee, this is Talk Radio. Let's go to Tris. Hello, Tris.
Hip, hip, hip.
Hip, 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 Tris.
How you doing, all right?
I'm all right, man. I'm really tired tonight. It's been a long old day. Went to the hospital, then I had to go and do a voiceover for Channel 5, then I've...
How's your mum doing?
She's all right. She had an operation yesterday. She's going to hopefully come out of the hospital next Tuesday or Wednesday.
Oh, that'd be good, wouldn't it?
So that'd be good. And the pudding was a bit disappointing today. It was a rice pudding. Then I went...
Jam?
No jam. There's no jam.
No.
Then I had to go and do a voiceover for 2 hours, which is it doesn't sound difficult, but it's you're stuck in this tiny little room, like a little cupboard, for 2 hours, reading the same stuff over and over again. And the people that I do it with are brilliant. They're really nice people, and I really enjoy the show. But I was in a bit of a mood, so every time they'd say, "Yeah, can you do that again, Ian? But this time, can you put emphasis on there and not this?" And little part of me died, and I'd be like, yeah,
sort of faux enthusiasm.
Yeah, I can do that, Ben. Yeah, not a problem. And it's weird, and that's his job, and that's my job. It's our job. It's what I do, and I get paid very, very well for it. To basically sit and read. But I was getting a real cob on, and then I came out, and there was traffic, and I was late for work, and then Miranda Sawyer was in the building, and I love Miranda Sawyer, but I was really nervous, and I kind of missed her, and oh dear, all these things. These things happen. But anyway,
yeah.
So I'm all right, Tris. I've got a lovely day tomorrow.
Good.
Taking the boys to the theatre. We're going to get the train, which they love. This is the joy of children, right? We're going.
Yeah, well, I've got three myself.
How old are your kids?
They are 6, 3, and 1.
Beautiful. Right. Well, yeah, okay, fine. Well, mine are 6 and 4, and we don't live in London anymore, right? And we're going to book tickets to go to a theatre in London to see a show, and then we might get a boat or do something on the river. And
nice.
The joy, right? Because I was thinking, if I drive in, where am I going to park? Then I remembered. An hour-long train journey for kids is an adventure.
Oh, of course it is,
If you drive, I'd be stuck in the car for an hour and a half and it would be a nightmare. You get the train, we've got the whole thing of going and buying the tickets. Where are we going to sit? We'll have comics to read on the train and we're going to bring Top Trumps to play as well, so we can have a game of Top
lovely.
Trumps. So we can do all of that. So suddenly the journey itself becomes an adventure.
It's the adventure, yeah.
Exactly. So that's tomorrow. Anyway, what have you got for us?
Oh, I'm just checking in like everyone else. I've not phoned in a couple of weeks, and I thought I'd say hello, see what's going on. I bought my tickets to your Richard Herring podcast today.
Oh, flipping heck! Yeah, I'm really nervous about that. For those who don't know,
it's great. I've been a few times. It's so lovely and it's so welcoming, and everyone has a lovely time. Really chill.
Is it in the big theatre at Leicester? Is it Leicester Square Theatre?
Leicester Square Theatre. It's downstairs, yeah.
For those who don't know, Richard Herring is a comedian and he does a brilliant podcast, which I hadn't listened to until today. I listened to one of them today, and he gets proper people on here. He's got Vic Reeves, and he's had Stephen Fry, and he's had Adam Buxton, and he's asked me to go on because loads of people on Twitter kept saying to him, "You should get Iain Lee." On your podcast. Well, kind of, thank you. When it was going on, I was dying inside, and I really wanted to say, look, can you all stop asking him, because this is really embarrassing for me. But then he said, yes, I knew something was up, because he started following me yesterday, and then he said, Iain, you're my most requested guest. Would you like to come on the show? And I like Richard Herring. I think he's really funny. I've always thought he was really funny. Really, I think he's bright, and I think he's hilarious, and I think he's filthy, but he can also be quite weighty and quite, I think he's really good.
Yeah.
I also find him really, really intimidating. Like, really intimidating. Partly because I know that him and Stuart Lee used to take the mickey out of me on their TV show years ago, right? And that's fine. Right. That's fine, right? That's fine. And I've met him a couple of times. I don't know.
But you were on Channel 4 at the same time they were on the BBC, weren't you?
Yeah. They didn't like the 11 o'clock show, and they made it quite well known. And as a lot of people did. But there's just something about him, I consider him, I consider him my better. That's what I'm trying to say. And I know that's not the game, but I think, well, what have I got to offer? What am I going to talk about? So we'll see. But I'm honoured to be asked, and I kind of made myself say yes. I was going to say no, but I made myself say yes.
No, the thing is, I think he's not out to stitch anyone up, It's just, and if people are requesting you, it means people, want to hear you.
Well, I hope people come. Imagine if I turn up, there's no one there.
Well,
apart from you. Apart from you,
I'll
Triss. Sad sack Triss, they'll be calling you.
That'll be it. But, I was thinking we could have a little, maybe get a few people calling in. If maybe we had something you could put into the Richard Herring podcast that is just sort of secret to this show, a little something to make people listen and download. I don't know. I
think we can do something. Hopefully he's going to come on this show next week.
Oh, okay.
That's the plan. I've asked him and he said he's going to get back to me. So, we will see. Trish, listen, thank you, mate.
Paul Ross the other week, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. He's I think he's brilliant. Thank you, Trish, and thank you to everyone who, suggested I do it, but just don't at me and request like that, because I find it really embarrassing. And like I said, when we were getting guests for the show, and we will still get guests for the show. Miranda Sawyer's going to come on at some point. Danny Baker, if he ever replies, might come on. I don't know. We will get guests on still from time to time. But loads of people on Twitter were atting me and then atting someone they think I should be a guest, right? And a lot of the people that were mentioned I thought were rubbish or I'd never heard of. And it put me in a really awkward... And some of those people then sent me a message. Oh, it was awkward. There was an author, and he started chatting with me, and I'm thinking, I've never read one of your books. I don't think I like the look of them, to be honest. I'm not going to get him on. Mark and Ollie are on the line.
Hello!
Hi, Ian. How are you?
Are you down a cave or stuck in a sound effects factory?
Well, a bit of both, actually. Yeah, we're, would you like to say hello? We've got Catherine here as well.
Hello, Catherine.
There she is.
Well, is she a cat or something?
She sometimes resembles one a little. We're actually calling you from a broadcast desk from an internet radio station right now.
I see. So what happens if I swear?
Well, you'll...
Oh, you can't say that! Oh.
I just dumped myself.
Oh, I feel a little weak. We do have more, basically what we're doing here is
Yes, go on. You said I could, and I felt naughty, and I've never done that. I dumped myself. The Periscopers heard it. The people at home will have missed it. Why? I made myself laugh how naughty I've been.
Really a bit festive. We're actually auditioning to be your new regulars on the show.
Hang on a second. Right. So you're with the greatest of respect. You're an internet radio station, right?
Yes.
Yet you can put reverb on your voices.
Oh, I can do more than that, Ian. Honestly.
Go on, do it. Show me what you got.
Okay. Well, one of our favourites.
Yeah.
Is we like a bit of delay, and another favourite. Yeah. That's a bit straightforward, but hold on.
Bear with us. Oh, Ian, we love you, Ian. You are our all-time.
So, hang on a second. So you can do all of that stuff, right?
Mm.
I am on a national DAB radio station. I can't do that stuff. I can't even get the phone box system that takes the phone calls to work 100% of the time. What the hell is going on?
Come here. Just don't put talk radio in and just come and join us.
We live in a dream. Well, is there money involved? Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Iain Lee, who will be at Talk Radio for the rest of his days, happily so. So which one's Mark and which one's Ollie?
I'm Mark.
Yeah.
I'm Ollie.
Okay, well that clears things up. We've got identical voices.
Well, no. We're actually, we're sort of mimicking you a little bit, actually. We love you, Ian. Voices.
Well, that's nothing like... Hang on a minute, guys. That's nothing like me at all.
Hang on. Just going to do my Iain Lee voice now. I've gone a bit Boris, haven't I, actually?
Yeah, I'm nothing like Boris. What are you talking about? For crying out loud.
I'm very sorry, Ian.
We do flipping love you, Ian.
We do.
And I flipping... Hip, hip, hip. And I flipping love you guys as well. God damn it. Catherine, I'm not so sure about.
Love bombs.
You guys are crazy. Are you on... Well, hang on a second. So are you on air now? Are you recording this to...
I decided it would be a good idea to record this rather than...
You were right to after my potty-mouthed, foul-mouthed rant.
Yeah, that's soap and water. We love you, Ofcom. We love you.
You guys aren't regulated by Ofcom if you're internet, are you?
Well, I've got a PRS license. I don't know if that counts. I no.
That's so you can play music. What music are you playing, guys?
We play a bit of a mix. We like a bit of indie rock, and we like a bit of old school garage, and we like a bit of... Do you know what? It's just everything that we like. We don't have rules here. We play what we like.
Wowzers. The only rule is you don't talk about Fight Club in prison ever, or something like that. So what do you want? And by the way, Cara, who's waiting, Cara, if it's okay with you, I'll come to you after the news so you get a fair crack of it. Cara is Gina's... Is that for us, that cool? Yes, that is. Okay, right. I see who that is, yes. Go on, sorry, Mark and Ollie. That was Cara was the friend of Gina's from yesterday that went missing, and Gina was a bit upset. But we found it. Anyway, right.
Glad you found Cara. That's always nice.
Yeah, it's always good.
We could end with a song, perhaps. Maybe, Ian, oh Ian, got to have a talk radio with Iain Lee. It fitted. It fit. It was the right amount of syllables. Was that right, Ian?
Can I get back to you guys?
Yeah.
Thanks very much indeed. There we go. Literally not a clue, but I think it's the first time I've actively dumped myself. I think in my 15-year career of broadcasting on radio. God, no, 17. That's the first time I've done my own dump, and it feels delicious. Been tempted many times, but if you would have heard it on Periscope... You wouldn't have heard it at home, dear listener, but I said something very rude to those gentlemen. We're having just kind of... Oh, look at that. The Richard Herring podcast I'm doing. It's almost sold out. Not because of me. There's Tony Law is on as well, who's brilliant, and Richard Herring is brilliant. But it's almost sold out. So if you want tickets, I'd go and get them now. It's on June the 6th is when I'm doing it. We're kind of having, after last night's adrenaline-fueled nonsense, we're kind of having a bit of a laid-back show this evening, where we are just checking in and saying, how are you doing? You made another week, huh? Isn't it hot? Isn't this weather unbearable? What's it going to be like at the weekend? If you want to give us a call, you can do. We've got quite a few calls, so I'm going to give out the number a little bit later on. So yeah, I'll do that. Cara, stay there. I will come to you in a bit. You'll be the next call up. I promise. This is Talk Radio.
Talk Radio.
This is Iain Lee. This is Talk Radio. It's Friday. It's just kind of, you know, we're just kicking our heels a bit and seeing what's happening. Kath, do you want to come in for the next hour? When you finish doing your podcast and stuff, come in for the next hour and hang out with us, because you've not been on the radio much this week, and I'd like to have you on the radio with me. This is Iain Lee. This is Talk Radio. Have a nice cup of tea, and we'll speak to you in a few minutes after the latest news.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Just don't get it till there's nothing at all. So why, are we so in denial when we know we're not happy? Hey, all right now, fellas. Now, what's cooler than being cool? I can't hear you. I say, what's cooler than being cool? Okay. Break this thing down in just a few seconds. But don't have me break this thing down for nothing. I want to see y'all on your baddest behavior. Lend me some sugar. I am your neighbor. Here we go. She's shaking. She's shaking, she's shaking, she's shaking, shake. Polaroid picture.
Is there anything more life-affirming than a group of pensioners, very, very close to death, singing Hey Ya? Who was that Hey Ya by? Outcast, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What's his name?
About sexual frustration.
Andre 3000? Was that his name? And was he from the future?
Yeah.
He was from the future, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Of course, you're not... Kodak got angry with that song, didn't they?
Shake it like a Polaroid picture.
Yeah. Do you know why they got angry?
Because you shouldn't shake a Polaroid picture.
You're not meant to shake the Polaroid picture, you're just meant to let it dry naturally. If you shake it, then the cloudy image becomes even cloudier. I bet Polaroid film now goes for an absolute fortune.
Really fancy a Polaroid camera, but they're so expensive, aren't they?
Oh, I don't know. Let's have a look on eBay.
Well, I think the film is, anyway.
Well, hang on a second. One moment the thing that was putting you off was the camera was expensive.
Well,
then when I said, let's go and have a look at the camera, you went, oh no, the film's expensive.
What I'm saying is, it's an expensive pastime just for, 5 minutes of fun.
Bought, for my wife, I bought a cine camera. Cine camera. Right?
My granddad had one of them.
And it, you can still get cine film. The cine film's quite cheap. But then it comes in 3-minute canisters. You put the film in it, it does the thing. A big bulky thing. We took it on holiday once. It weighs an absolute bloody ton, right? And you can't tell if it's in focus. You can't tell if it's lit properly or anything. And it cost. I mean, this is before we had the boys, so 7 years ago. 18 quid to get the 3 minutes developed. And then you got to set up the machine and so we did it, and then we never did it again. And I it's in the garage. Cost about 200 quid, this camera. And I go and I look at it and think, if only I could be bothered. Things I could do with that.
My granddad was a great cine cameraman.
Yeah.
And we used to have like film nights and stuff. I still remember that noise, the projector going and whirring.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. And I bought a projector and I bought a load of films, including, I'll bring it in and show it one day. That's what we'll do. I'll bring it in and show it one day. If I can get the projector to work. From about 1952, like a mucky film. mucky film, and it's all it's about strippers.
Right.
In Soho.
But the thing is, the speed of it will make it hilarious, won't it?
No. The speed was fine. I remember. Did my one have sound or not? Can't remember. It's so long since I've used it. Do you know what? I'll dig it out. I'll bring it in, and we'll watch it one day, and we'll do a commentary on it. That's what we'll do. Here we go. That's what we'll do. We'll do a director's commentary on a 1952 cine film about strippers. There we go.
My granddad said I could have his stuff, but of course when he died, it just disappeared.
No? What do you mean? Someone nicked it?
Don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just probably got chucked out by people who didn't know what it was. Didn't know about that conversation. I should have got him to write my name on it.
I will dig out that projector, and I'll that's what we'll do. We'll and if you're watching on Periscope, you'll be able to see it. We'll turn the lights off.
We'll have a film night.
Yeah, we'll have a film night. It will probably project. If we turn off the lights, it'll probably project on that wall. Actually, that wall might be light enough. We'll see. We'll see. If not, we'll bring a sheet in. We'll pin a sheet up. And we will watch a mucky film from the 50s.
Yeah.
I mean,
in the interest of research.
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't think you even see nipples, so Vinny will be disappointed. I think you see a bit of bum, or maybe a bit of stockinged bum. I don't remember. But it's funny. So we'll do that, and we'll do a director's commentary on that.
All right, that's a good idea.
That's what we'll do. That's what we'll do one day next week. Iain Lee's Film Club, guys. Julie's. Oh no, Cara's on the line. Good evening, Cara.
Hip, 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 guys!
Hip, 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 Cara! I keep forgetting to do it, and everyone remembers to do it. Now, Cara, hello. It's so nice to talk to you.
And you, a little bit surreal after last night.
I know, and I'm so thrilled that you know the hip, hip, hip salute. For those who don't know, you are, I don't know, maybe you're not, maybe that you've stopped, but you definitely were, as of last night, Gina's friend. And Gina was the young lady who we spoke to on, she was on Periscope, and we all went and love-bombed her on Periscope.
Well, I know, because it was just myself and Jan watching Gina's Scope.
Yeah.
And it got a little bit boring, like it does. And obviously, if you get fed up of typing, we just said, well, we'll go and Skype. So, me being me, obviously you don't know this, but Jan and Gina do. I'm not very good with technology.
Oh.
Got Skyped by a kind of celeb, and all he could see was my eyeballs.
Hang on a minute.
A little bit of a standing joke, because I didn't know how to...
What celeb... this sounds a little bit kinky.
No. Well, kind of. His name's Jay Miller. He's actually a writer and producer of Impractical Jokers. And we are Impractical Jokers fans. We're, like,
I don't know what that is. What's Practical Jokers?
Impractical Jokers.
Impractical Jokers.
No, Ian.
No, well, I'm an old man, Cara. Is it a TV programme?
Yeah.
Right.
It's on Comedy Central. It's like, well, they don't like to be called a prank show, but they do pranks.
They do pranks.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, and he watched you on Periscope, and he saw your eyes.
Yeah, he called me up on Skype, and it was just my eyes, and because there was loads of people watching, so it became a standing joke. So last night, when we were going to Skype, I was like, oh, they're just going to see my eyeballs. So I was gone for about 5 minutes trying to sort out how to zoom out.
Yeah.
Came back to like 300 and something people. And I'm a little bit sceptical in my old age, not going to lie. And I was like, oh my goodness, all these people are telling Gina to ring this number. What is this number?
Yes, it looked like, as I realised as people were doing it, because it's an 0844 number, I thought, she's going to think it's some Nigerian scam. We should have got our credit card details off her.
I did. And they were like, oh no, it's cool. And I was like, oh, I don't like this. The mummy in me came out, and I was like, oh, Gina, don't do it. But, I'm sorry. I apologise, everybody, because I was wrong. I'm the first to admit I was wrong, and it was awesome.
Well, I'm glad we got up to about 350 at one point.
I know.
And she was so... What was interesting, and this isn't a criticism of her at all, I think this is a human nature thing, is that because when we went there, it was one person, right? It was Jan.
Yeah, that was Jan.
And then when it started getting into like 100, 120, 130, Gina started getting a bit arsey with us. Right? She was getting a bit paranoid, I think.
Well, it's just normally me. I normally watch hers, and she normally watches... and that's just about the size of it, really. So it was a little bit like... Whoa. But to have those lovely comments, that is such a lovely idea, because we do get the idiots, shall we say, that come in.
And there were one or two idiots last night that tagged along, of course.
We ignore those.
Good. There's a lot, there's not a lot. There is, it is more noticeable on Periscope than it is on other social medias, I think, that there are some idiots there.
Oh, definitely. But you either laugh them off or you just completely ignore them. Don't take any notice. So to get all those lovely comments, now I know what was going on, and I've played it back. It was amazing. So credit to you guys, because that's such an awesome idea.
You're very kind. There's if you go to there's a special podcast of it as well, which Kath put up tonight. Did it go up tonight, Catherine? So if you go to iTunes, Cara, and type in Iain Lee and talk, there'll be a special. What did you call it?
The Love Bomb.
The Love Bomb. It's Gina and Jan, basically.
Because you were too busy trying to work out your Zoom.
You were too busy flirting with some bloke from Impractical Jokers. You mucky pup.
I'm always in the toilet or something. I always miss out on exciting things, you know?
Here's two questions, Cara. Did she get her new car?
She did. She actually put a picture up on Twitter this morning. She's so excited. She's at work tonight.
And I was about to say, it's her first night with the pub opening properly, doing meals. I saw she was tweeting furiously away about it. Do we know how it's going there?
Sorry?
Do we know how it's going there tonight at work?
No, because obviously she hasn't got a phone on her. So we were trying to get her to Periscope, but she said it's probably not a good idea. No.
Well,
she finishes at midnight, so she'll be straight on. And so shout out to Gina, shout out to Jan,
definitely,
and to all you guys. Hip hip hip, because you are awesome. Keep it going. I love it.
She was such a good sport, and when Jan phoned up, I thought that was a highlight for me. And now you've called up, so thank you very, very much.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Thank you.
Nice one, mate. Take care.
Thanks. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye. And we've just I sound like an old man. Bye bye. Bye bye. And I've just had a tweet. You're never going to guess who's tweeted me.
No.
The mum of the girl who was singing in the car.
No!
Yes!
The one that was holding the camera?
Yeah, Anne. Anne says, I wanted to say thank you and maybe call some night. My daughter, who you'd watched from Iowa driving, would sing again for you. Isn't that sweet?
How did you find her?
She just messaged me. She's obviously found me. She obviously went back and looked and my name was mentioned.
Oh, right, okay.
Oh, well, Anne, I'll send her a little message during the...
It was so good to hear from them.
The next break. Because she was a great singer, I thought.
She was really good.
We don't know how long the drive was.
Oh, long and boring drive. It wasn't... And when they say that in America, they flipping mean it.
Is she in the podcast as well, the singing?
Yes.
Oh, beautiful. I'll let her know as well.
The whole story all the way through.
I'll let her know as well.
The double dumps in it.
I'll tweet the link so that she can have a little listen to that as well.
That's a good idea.
That's good, isn't it? Tell you what we'll do. We'll have a little break, shall we? Evening, this is Iain Lee, Talk Radio. Yes, you heard correctly. There is a bonus podcast. So 2 podcasts for yesterday's show. The usual one, and an extra one with the Periscope, love bombing. And, boy oh boy, didn't that all turn out nice. All we need now is for the, young gentleman who was smoking a dubious looking cigarette and the, fellow said, why do I want to be on the effing radio? I'm on Periscope, to, get in touch. And the whole circle is complete. You can call in if you want tonight. Nothing's really happening, if I'm honest. We're kind of just checking in. We do this from time to time, on a Friday. Fridays are weird, aren't they? And particularly because it's a long Friday. Bank holiday Monday. Half-term holiday. So it could be, you might have the whole of next week off. So this is like the beginning of you might be going away. Loads of people are going away. A friend of mine is going to France this weekend. Good luck with that. There ain't no petrol. There's no petrol in France. They're all on strike. So we thought we would just do something that we do from time to time, and that's just kind of ask how you doing, man. How you doing? You can check in and, just tell us that you're alright, you're not alright, whatever. It really is as relaxed as that. And it's a great way as well, if you've never called in before, and maybe you've only been listening for one night, like Cara. Or maybe you've been listening to me for years and you've never called in. Shows like this are kind of a good one to call in because there's no agenda. You'll be, I've got nothing to say. Well, just phone in and just let us know you're all right. That really is it. And if we get a conversation out of that, that's wonderful. And if we don't get a conversation out of that, oh well. Never mind. It doesn't matter. There's no pressure on the show tonight. The phone number, and we will call you back. You'll speak to either Kath or Id, and they'll call you back, is 0844 499 1000. 0844 499 1000. We've got one call lined up, and then that's it, I think. So, it's an excellent opportunity for you to call in. And here's the thing, right, that I think, have I learnt it or am I learning it? The fact I'm asking that question is I'm learning it, right? I'm learning not to worry if there are no calls. If there's no calls, that's fine as well. You know, that just means you don't fancy calling in. Beautiful. Whereas in the past, I'd be panicking. We haven't got any calls. Quick, give me something we can talk about. Give me more thing. Give me a question we can ask to get them to call in. Well, you don't fancy calling in. I don't think I would want to call in, 11:30, 11:15, Friday night, hot, bank holiday weekend. I mean, so if you want to call in and check in, you can. I was really... The only thing I'm asking is... I was genuinely hoping someone could finish off the proverb I was telling about an hour ago. And it's about... 0844 499 1000. It's about a fella who wants enlightenment, and a guru says, well, go and live in this cave. And every day the guru goes back and says, have you got any questions? And the guy says, yeah, when will I be enlightened? And he says, come back tomorrow and I'll go. And it goes on and on. I can't remember the ending. It's very wise. But I don't remember the ending. So that's kind of the only thing. Otherwise, it's whatever you want. And if you want to call in because, and I don't really stress this enough, but actually it is pertinent. If you want to, Julie, I will come to you in a minute, I promise. I've been waiting there for ages. If you want to come on and talk about a news story, it's not verboten. I mean, kind of Brexit is boring and there are rules we have to follow because we're a month away from the dull election. But we can tread carefully in that area if you wanted to. But that, to me, feels it feels a lot like a late night phone-in radio cliche. Let's talk Brexit. Because it'll be easy. It'll be easy for me to come on and do a phone-in about that poster with that Muslim woman and that... Everyone's read that poster wrong, by the way. He's not the racist. She's the racist. She's the massive racist who's upset that all the Poles have come over to this country. And he's angry with her because he welcomes the introduction of cheap labour. It would be easy to do a phone-in about that, or easy to do a phone-in about what Cameron said today about it. It'd be easy to do that. And A, I don't like making things easy for me, and B, it'd be boring as hell, wouldn't it? Really? But you can call in about anything you want. The number is 0844 499 1000. And if you don't want to call in, I've got a load of stuff in the paper that we can go through. Doesn't sound particularly exciting to me, but we can have a bit of fun with that, I'm sure. Julie's on the line. Evening, Julie.
Hip, hip, hip.
Hip, hip, hip. Julie, none of this matters.
Ian.
Yes, sir. Oh.
I don't know how to say this.
Sounds like I'm in trouble.
No. Please don't make Ollie and Wally, or whatever their names were, regular guests.
Ollie, who and who?
The chaps who phoned up with their voice changes.
Oh, well, why not?
Shall I tell you? And do you know what? I'm not being aggressive when I say this, and
well,
maybe
you're saying it in an aggressive tone, Julie. So calm down, calm down.
And maybe I'm the only person who thinks this, but you know how you were saying about how people can just phone in, and you know what? There's a great variety of people who phone in. Sometimes it's silly, sometimes it's serious.
Yeah.
They're professional. We all love you, but they were a bit sycophantic, and I felt a bit intimidated by the fact that they're kind of professional. It was, they weren't phoning up being themselves; they were phoning up being radio presenters.
Well,
there was a.
I couldn't work out whether they were being snarky or not. I couldn't work it out. Well, first of all, if that intimidates you, I'm sorry, but don't let that intimidate you. Secondly, I've just had a little look at their website, and I just think there's some young people that are trying to start an internet radio station. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I think
that's what I mean. But that's what I mean by sycophantic, in phoning up to kind of gain something for themselves. Although that's fine. But
Well, hang on, isn't that what everybody phones in for, to gain something for themselves in some way?
Not in a professional point of view, no.
Well, not professionally, but I mean,
but they are. They're phoning in. I mean, I gain something by the fact that I don't get many people to talk to.
Yeah, exactly.
Or listen to me. But that's not a professional point of view. There's an ulterior motive to them.
But what
phoning up that's professional?
Well, what professionally are they getting out of it?
I suppose audience for their radio show and their broadcast.
Right. What was the name of their radio show?
I don't know. But but they have to be regular guests.
Well, but no, they're not. But no one. Hang on a second. Me and Kath will decide who comes on and who doesn't come on.
Oh, no, I know. I'm just, of course.
We'll decide that. But no one's.
I know you will. And I'm only phoning up because you said that you kind of liked people phoning up with opinions.
Exactly.
Like I say,
and this is why but then again, if opinions are phoned up, then of course I have to be able to challenge those opinions. And I think on this one, Julie, you're wrong. Because, it's fine. And the thing is, as a listener and as a presenter, if I'm honest, we're not going to like every caller, right? I'm not going to like every caller that calls in.
What are you saying?
No, but I've had a couple of callers that I think are obnoxious, right?
Of course.
And as a listener to phone-in radio, there's a guy that phones Nick Ferrari, right? Oh, he's an arrogant so-and-so. Not just Nick Ferrari. This caller, right? And every time he calls up, I text my mate Scott, because I know he'll be listening. I say, I hate this idiot who's on the phone to Ferrari. I hate him. And he's nasty, and he thinks he's being funny and clever, and he's not. He's just a little troll that's stirring the SH1T, right? He's a nasty bloke, right? But it's not my show. He's only on for 3 or 4 minutes, and then the next caller comes on, the next story comes on. You know, you're not gonna. I know we talk about this being a community, and it is, and that's great. But within every community, there are people that we don't like, and we tolerate them. And that's not saying I didn't like those lads that called in.
I completely understand that. But you know how you were saying about when people were atting you and kind of requesting that you go on shows and things, and you found it all kind of a bit like, that's. I'm just kind of phoning up to say I found that in the kind of same way that it kind of alienated me a bit, and
that's fair enough. Yeah, that's a fair enough.
Exactly,
criticism,
and so I mean, I would be interested to know whether or not it's, and obviously, of course, you can put on who you like, and if you put them on as regular guests, I'm not going to stop listening.
No,
but I just wanted to know whether or not anybody else, and especially as you're asking for new callers, because they were professional, and I wondered if it had maybe put somebody off.
No. I'd be very surprised about anyone. But you keep using this word professional, right? But I'm looking at their Twitter feed now. They've got 18 followers. I mean, it's hardly, and that Twitter account has been open since 2012. It's hardly, it may blossom into something great. It may not. It's hardly like.
You don't know what I mean by kind of the fact that they were kind of, because they were professional broadcasting. I'm not necessarily saying that as a career, but there was something professional about. I mean, all credit to them as well for going as professional.
But they're not professional. Professional would imply they're getting paid for it,
or that they do that as a job.
Well, yeah, that they're getting paid for it. I don't think they're getting paid for it.
You can still do a job and not get paid.
Well, no, that's called voluntary work. That's not a job. And professional means you're getting paid for it.
Okay. Well, okay. In which case, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No. But then but no. Listen, Julie, I'm not angry with you at all. I'm enjoying having this healthy conversation about it. So don't go away thinking, oh no, I've upset or anything like that. Not at all. And I said I wanted arguments, and we're having one, and it's great. It's not an argument. But but I'd be interested to hear what other people think. It makes. I tell you what it does make me a little uncomfortable is being negative about other callers.
Oh, no, absolutely. And I thought they were, they were very nice chaps. I've got nothing against them personally at all. I just felt maybe a little bit, and this is, again, it's my opinion, I felt a little bit intimidated by their professionalism. Let's put it that way. That's a better way to say it. I felt intimidated by their professionalism.
And that's perfectly valid, and I accept that. And I'm sorry you felt like that.
I got it right in the end.
No, we got it right in the end.
That's fine, and that's the only thing is just kind of like, and again, I know you decide who goes on, but I just kind of want to say, I kind of felt it. But I'd be interested to know what anybody else thinks.
Be interested in what other people think, and also it'd be interesting for you to have a little think about why their professionalism but why you felt uncomfortable because of their professionalism.
Yes.
Because I didn't feel uncomfortable. Hang on a second, Gatford.
I know exactly why. If you want,
go on.
The answer is because it didn't seem a kind of natural. Maybe if they were phoning up to say, which they're not going to, or maybe they would if they were regular guests. I'm like, do you know what?
Stop
rubbish day today.
Stop using the word guests.
Okay.
Because they're not guests. You're not a guest. Catherine's not a guest. You're callers. Yeah. They're not guests. Guest implies there is some kind.
Well, I think they said guests.
I should have picked them up on that. But guests implies that me and Kath have had a hand in booking them, and we haven't.
No, I thought that was the word that they used. I apologise if not. I say callers.
Yeah.
Because I suppose as an initial caller, when somebody does call up, it's usually about a particular topic or something that they're going through personally, and I didn't get that feeling.
May hip hip hip, by the way.
Hip hip hip, Gatford. Yes, you may.
May I interject? I didn't hear the clip earlier of these two gentlemen calling in.
Yeah.
But I can see Julie's point of view, because there are people out there, and I'm guilty of it myself in the past.
Yeah.
Of wanting to be heard themselves on the radio, not as a caller, but to hear themselves on the radio. And it is a thing that you want to do. And if you're an aspiring bedroom radio broadcaster, which I've been in the past as well, piggybacking on you is quite the thing. You're the anarchist, you're the free speaker.
What the hell? Sorry, guys. You know that they made the legal highs illegal, right? Because I'll be honest, it sounds like you're both talking rubbish. I'm going to say it. You're both talking utter guff now.
I'm not going to admit it. I'm not going to lie. But I can see where she's coming from.
It's only my opinion. It's only my opinion, and that's kind of one of the things that you said you wanted was people to call up. And I haven't been.
Here we go. Now we got on Twitter, right? Piley says, "Please don't make Julie a regular caller."
Oh God.
Aha!
No, that's
now, you didn't like that, did you? And I was wondering whether I should read it. You didn't like it, so. Maybe, no, let me finish, Julie, let me finish.
Sorry.
Maybe they didn't like it when you said that.
Quite possibly, and if she wants to say it, that's fine, and I just thought
it's not. No, you've said it, but by saying it, then you've got to be open to challenge. And as Piley says, don't make Julia a regular caller.
But I did also say they were perfectly lovely chaps, and I'd be willing to hear why somebody doesn't want me to be a regular caller.
Well, yeah, exactly. But and then my sister has tweeted quite angrily. This is getting very meta, and she's absolutely right. We are in great danger of displaying up our own fundament. So we'll leave it there, Julie. Thank you very much indeed. 0844 499 1000. Gatford, can you wait a minute?
Of course.
Cheers. I've got to check, right? Because it's a new place, and I've forgotten. I've banned so many people at different other places, right? Have I banned anybody on this show yet?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Well, you banned them on a Friday. You banned them for the rest of the week.
Oh yeah. Those chances. Well, those bans have been lifted. Those are temporary bans. No one's had a lifetime ban. I've imposed lifetime bans before on other shows. Once those shows end, guys, then the lifetime ban gets lifted.
Hang on, have we got one that we're not?
Who? Oh, well, there's one, but that's only because the police are involved.
It's kind of not one of our bans, is it?
That's not one of our bans. That's a legal ban, baby. But apart from that one extreme incident, nobody else is banned.
Yes.
Yeah. And they might be, but
I don't want that kind of environment, though.
No, I don't want that kind of environment, and it's not that kind of show, and
I don't want people coming on thinking they're going to be,
Everybody is welcome to call, right? Everybody's welcome to call. Some will stay longer, some won't stay that long at all. I feel a little bit uncomfortable criticising other callers, but I can handle it. So if you want to do that, you can, because I can kind of do it. It feels a little bit snarky.
This is the thing, right? If you're going to come on and criticise other people, be ready to have it done to you.
Yeah, because not everybody like them. But some people did. Not everybody likes Julie, but not everyone likes Gatford, but some people. Not everyone likes me. Do you know what I mean? It's the thing. But it will only ever last like 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes, and then you're on to the next thing. And also, right? Yes, this is a community, right? But Catherine and I are the community's dictators.
It's a benign dictatorship most of the time.
Yeah. But we decide who comes on and what order they come on, and you decide that primarily. I have a little bit of input, but you primarily, to a certain extent, it's up to us. We
don't want it to be too regimented, but
I have thoughts on that call and what that call was and how I felt that call went, but I'm not going. No, I'm not being asked. So I'm not going to say what my thoughts are, and it would be slightly unfair of me to say. But what's this? Is it the first whiff of discontent within the kingdom of Lee that we've created? This paradise on earth is slowly starting to fall around. Where's Noel Taylor? We need to start pooing in bags. This is all backfiring.
Literally.
Literally. As you were, Boyle.
Thanks.
Gatford, hip, hip, hip.
Hip, hip, hip.
Yep.
Yeah. It's funny you talk about banning when I'm on the line, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
You're bound to one day, so, you know. There it is. I'm doing all right. Thanks for asking.
Oh, here we go. Hang on a second. I've got an email from someone. No. And I can't see that whole email. How do I see that whole email?
Scroll down.
From Jim. No, I can't scroll. Can I scroll? That mouse isn't for this computer. It's a blooming touchscreen, so I don't know how you do it. Good evening. Not sure if this goes to the studio or if someone else reads it and replies. Well, it goes to the studio. You can email if you go to talkradio.co.uk. Big fan, big radio man, keep it at work. Last night was gold, most nights are silver. We won't be having a conversation, even on a night like this. Here we go. Dreadful stutter makes, wouldn't make good radio. I'll definitely say hello next time I see you. Never been on Facebook, off to get a disposable phone and getting on Periscope. Then I can't read the end of it because I don't know how to scroll up. I don't care if you don't feel comfortable. This is from a bloke called Jim. Jim, if you don't feel calling up, if you don't feel comfortable calling up because you've got a stutter, then that's fine, man. That's your thing. It wouldn't put me off. Do you know what I mean? We have Jerry comes on. Jerry's got Parkinson's. And when Jerry is good and takes his medicine, we can understand what he says. And when he doesn't take his medicine, I have to work quite a bit harder to understand what he says. And I don't understand a lot of what he says. Catherine can understand him a little bit better than I can. It's just one of those things. Oh, Id's come in. What are you going to do?
I figured out how to do it.
How do you do it? What do you do?
You click edit.
Oh, of course you would. Yeah, there we go.
And then you can just...
Edit, it says.
Oh, get rid of that. It's rubbish. But so what I'm saying is, if you phone up and you think for whatever reason, because of whatever impairment or disability or whatever you may class it as, that doesn't bother me. And and I would defend anybody's right to call up whatever, struggles they had speaking. And if anybody then phoned up to have a pop at them, I would defend you. Does that make sense? If you've got a stutter or a stammer, or you've got MS, I tell you, this is it. It's because my mum's got MS, right? And her speech isn't great when she's tired. She slurs a lot, and it sounds like she's drunk. And I'll never forget, years and years ago, before my mum got ill, before we knew she was ill, a woman phoned up, right? And I answered the phone, and this woman went, "Hello, is Linda there?" And I went, "Mum, there's a drunk woman on the phone." And she went, "Oh, God, let me go and get it." And she went and spoke to her, and she came back. She said, "Oh, no, she wasn't drunk. She's got MS." This was before we knew my mum had MS. And it made her sound like she was drunk. And so, what I'm trying to say is, Jim, anybody can call up, and we'll find a way through it. And if I can't understand what you're saying, well, then, we'll
he
find
might prefer the straight to air, because if he doesn't like it, he can just put the phone down and no harm, no foul.
I'll put the phone down right up your jacksie in a minute, Gatford, if you don't get to the point of this phone call.
Okay, I'm going to lighten the mood. Did you ever hear back from Mackenzie Crook about that song that you can sing?
Oh, yeah, he wanted more information. And I didn't have any more information to give him.
Right.
People like Mackenzie Crook make me want to puke.
Well, he's rich and famous, isn't he? So it's understandable.
Yeah. I'm arguing with idiots. Oh my God.
What? Now, hold on. Now, I have to ask a question here.
Yes, buddy.
Okay. Why... I understand the interest in wanting to engage with these people on Twitter, but it winds.
Oh, no. This is on Facebook, and I'm arguing with...
it's on Facebook?
I'm arguing with Monkeys fans who are upset that there's only one Davey song on the new album. And I did say, Davey's dead, right?
I was going to say, it's great.
He's dead, and there are loads of bands, when a member dies, then they're not on the album at all. He's got a song on there. They didn't do with it what you wanted. Oh, well, that's a shame. And they're all slagging off Nesmith, because Nesmith didn't write any thank yous for the album credits, and Mickey and Peter did. They don't say, by the way, that the songs that Nesmith sings on the album are the best and that Peter's stink.
I said it. Thank yous in albums.
Oh, man. Well, well, on the albums that I release, I put thank yous. Anyway, Gaffer, did we get to the point of it?
We kind of did, so just cut me off.
Thank you very much indeed. 0844 499 1000. Does he mean in terms of wars or social unrest? The 60s or the 70s? What was your favourite decade? The 60s or the 70s? Well, what are you talking about? I mean, do you mean, what, which had the best war? I wasn't born in the 60s, so, I mean, technically my favourite decade of those two options would have to be the 70s, as I lived in it and existed in it. Call me now. What's your favourite decade? Is it the 60s? 0844 499 1000. Or is it the 70s? 0844 499 1000. That's your question today. What's your favourite decade? Is it the 60s or the 70s? The 70s or the 60s? 60s, of course, had the Vietnam War, but people forget that the Vietnam War spilled over into the 70s, but the Vietnam War ended in the 70s. So, with that in mind, today's question. What's your favourite decade? Not out of all of the decades. That would be insane. Jeez, that would be insane. Not even out of the last 6 decades. What do you think we are, nuts? No. What's your favourite decade? Is it the 60s or the 70s? And I should just stress, we're talking about the 1960s and the 1970s. So, just to sum up, and then we'll open the phone lines, what is your favourite decade? Is it the 1960s or is it the 1970s? Call me now, hit those numbers, you will get through. 0844 499 1000. Bill's on the line. Good evening, Bill.
Hello, mate. How's things?
I have a request for you.
Oh, sure.
You have a fan.
Who?
Scott Balcony.
I don't know who that is.
Scott Balcony is Uxbridge's third best bespoke T-shirt manufacturer.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's a big fan of yours. And every time he'll be listening to this tomorrow, right? In the shop, or maybe Monday, right?
Sure.
So do you want to say hello to him first of all?
Hello, Scott. How you doing, pal?
Right. Now, can you do it in the style that Scott would actually like? Because Scott messaged me, and he reminded me of something I'd forgotten about you.
Okay.
Could you sing that message to him?
How you doing, Scott? It's the bada boom, the weirdest guy in the room. Yeah. Any good?
That was brilliant, Bill. It was so good that I was wondering, could you sing what you've called in for?
Okay, yeah, I could do it. We'll lighten things up.
All right, mate. Yeah, that'll be lovely.
Okay, today started off with me asking a question to someone that I knew would annoy me with the answer, and then I proceeded to have a tantrum, and then I carried on with my day's work, then I finished work, then I got really drunk, and I texted that person a sarcastic message, and had another tantrum. It's one of those days. Oh yeah. Hello?
Why? What question did you ask them?
Oh,
Sing it!
Mate, don't ask.
Sing it!
Oh, it was a really, really silly question, because sometimes I can start an argument in a phone box with no one there.
What was the question?
Oh, it was, how's Tinder going? Oh, dear, mate, I've got issues.
And how is Tinder going?
Well, I'm not on there, but...
No?
Yeah, it's going very well.
Are you single, Bill?
Yeah,
I wonder why. I wish I was... Well, I know I don't. I'm so glad I'm not a 24-year-old now with access to the internet and Tinder and all of those things, right? First of all, the amount of shenanigans I got up to, and that's all I'm going to say, shenanigans, before social media took place. If I'd been doing those shenanigans when social media took place, then I would probably be in prison. Secondly, I'd be like swiping like nobody's business.
Oh, mate, I had a go on it before, and it's just, yeah, I'm looking for something a bit more settled, man. I'm a bit older than 24, but Yeah, no, it's all good, mate. You
And
know
here's
how
the
it
thing,
goes.
I'm normally really good at guessing ages, right? And don't tell me, I'm gonna have a go, but I can't work out your age. You were calling me like 10 years ago, right? And you sound exactly the same.
Oh, I'll take that.
So I don't really have a clue, so I'm gonna say... Alright, I've got two numbers, I'm gonna split the difference. 37.
37?
Yeah?
Ooh, wrong end of the scale, my friend.
Go on, what are you?
I'm 30.
What's the wrong end of the scale? Well...
you just might be off.
I was on the right side of the scale. The wrong end of the scale would be either 62 or 3.
Well, I tell cold callers when they phone me up, I answer their questions, and then when they start asking me the age question, I say 92, and they hang up on me every time.
Well, you've just been confronted ageism head on. How did it feel?
Well, you know, 92 people owe money too, don't they?
Bill, you know, we talked to an email from Jim, right, who doesn't want to call in because he's got a stammer or a stutter.
He should call in.
He should, but he just replied, thank you, I won't know. But this is what he's going to do. That's fair enough. It's his choice. It's his call, or lack of. He's going to join Twitter, right, so he can watch us on Periscope. And he said, as a show of respect, can you suggest a Twitter name, and whatever your suggestion is, no questions asked, I will stick with it. So, Bill.
What's he called?
His name's Jim.
Maybe, I don't know, Twittering Jim?
Oh,
Is that wrong?
Well, it's not good.
Maybe, Jim, please call in handle.
Jim, please call in handle.
Yeah.
It's quite a long one. I don't know how long the Twitter name could be. Are you on Twitter, Bill?
Nah.
What do you do with your life? You're a 30-year-old man.
No, I was on Twitter. I just found it really boring.
It is really boring, isn't it?
I think it's a celebrity thing, or if you're in the media, then I can see the point of it. But for me, do you know what I mean? It's like I don't need no one following me.
I got this feeling somebody's... Oh, it's watching me, not
watching me. I got this feeling. Are you going to do Strictly this year?
Sorry?
Are you going to do Strictly?
Where did that come from?
I don't know. I remember hearing that song on Strictly once. And
Strictly is the one. If they asked me, I would definitely do it. But they won't ask me. I'm not that type of. I'm not got that type of profile.
I tell you, you'd be great on Big Brother.
What makes you say that?
I don't know. I could just imagine you just. I don't know. I could just imagine you being good on there.
I would be excellent on Big Brother. I would destroy Big Brother.
A few things for them. I used to watch.
I know exactly how Big Brother works, and if I went on Big Brother, I would destroy it.
I know they offer you every year.
Well, okay.
Well, you don't have to answer, obviously.
No. Well, they don't offer it me every year, but they do offer it me
a fair few.
They've offered me a fair few. I get offered the Jungle more often than I get offered Big Brother.
Really?
Never say never.
Oh, the Jungle, you'd be good on that as well.
The thing that puts me off on the Jungle is the when you have to parachute out of the aeroplane.
Oh, I wouldn't fancy that.
No, I don't fancy that.
Well, just pretend that you've got a condition and just go all, like, celebrity on them. Just say, like, you need to be abseiled there.
Yeah. All right.
If that works.
I'll do that. All right, Bill, thanks for calling.
Cheers, mate.
Ta-ta. Hello, David. Hip, hip, hip.
Hip, hip, hip.
What have you got for us, boss?
Well, I'm kind of a bit behind the times. So it was something you mentioned a couple of weeks ago about the Moscow State Circus, were you?
Say that again. The Moscow State Circus, yes.
Yeah, you were taking the boys to see them, or you got tickets or whatever.
Yep.
And that reminded me of a time when I, for some reason, I lived in Wiltshire.
Oh, yes. For some reason.
Who knows why that happened? I got tired of London, much to the annoyance of Dr. Johnson.
Yes, exactly. But he was wrong, right? The saying is, a man who's tired of London is tired of life. Bullshine, right? A man who's tired of London has just grown up. Because London sucks.
Well, it does. I was escaping all the things I did in London, so I went to Wiltshire. I went back to see my mum, who lived in Surrey.
Yeah.
Spent a couple of days there, and I drove back to Wiltshire on a Friday night. I walked in, and I lived in a quite far away place.
I can't wait to see how this ties in with the Moscow State Circus. This is gonna be awesome.
It's coming very soon, so to speak.
Yeah.
And I rolled. I may have popped in the local pub for a few ales.
Why not?
drove back home, got out of my car, went in the back way, and lo and behold, the Moscow State Circus were parked at the bottom of my garden.
Really?
Yes.
Well, all of them?
Mm.
They're massive.
Yeah, I know. Lots of fields and stuff, and they're all parked there. And I went and had a chat with them in the morning. They weren't very Russian, some of them, but there was a bearded lady there. And it turned out that the guy who owned the farm where I was renting this place on was the co-owner with Jerry Cottle. They own the Moscow State Circus, and they owned Wookie Hole as well, which you also mentioned the other day.
Hang on a second. Did you say that some of the Moscow State Circus aren't Russian?
Mm.
Are they actually linked to the state of Moscow?
They're linked to oligarchs, I believe.
Is it just like is it like going to see the bootleg Beatles and being upset when there's not the real Paul McCartney there?
No, I was more freaked out at the fact that there was a circus at the bottom of my garden.
Did you get free tickets?
No, I hate the circus.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, come on, man.
Well, I could tell you one other thing.
A man who is tired of circus is a right grumpy old git, Dr. Johnson. That was his less famous quote.
Well, I know he said that because his house was next to where LBC used to be.
There we go. Exactly.
But just one other quick thing, and it goes about years ago. I was on a holiday in Norway, and we got some people asked us out with my parents, and my parents didn't like them, so they said, no, we can't. The boys are ill. You know, I was only about 9 or something like that.
Yeah.
The boys are ill. We can't make it out. And what we're actually doing, we were going to this circus in a place called Raufoss in Norway.
Yeah.
But this was a big thing, rather like Billy Smart Circus used to be. They showed it live on TV.
Oh, well, now circuses on TV don't work.
I know. And this was live. On the state broadcast at NRK. And anyway, this woman phoned up my mum the following day, said, how are the boys? And my mum said, oh, they're a little better. And she said, well, that's incredible, because I think they have 2 doppelgangers in Norway, because we were watching the circus last night and we saw 2 people who look like the boys sitting on the front row. So there you go.
There you go. Well, David, thank you very much indeed. I mean, I'm not a fan of... I'm glad they've got rid of animals in circuses. And I didn't think I would like circuses because... oh, look, I've been recommended on YouTube a documentary about the Incredible Hulk TV series. Well, hang on a second. This surely is...
There was a title card that I put at the beginning of the pilot of The Incredible Hulk, which said something to the effect of, within each of us oft times dwells a mighty and raging
Hang on a
fury.
second. Where did this come from? This looks awesome.
I think that's something that everyone has felt at one...
I'm reminded I used to have a poster of the Incredible Hulk from the TV Times, and it showed David Banner's face morphing... wasn't really morphing into the Incredible Hulk. It was a double-page spread, and well, I'll be watching that when the kids go to sleep tomorrow. Dan's on the line. Yes, Dan.
I love the 1970s.
Is that your favourite decade? Out of the 1960s and the 1970s?
It is, and I shall list why.
Okay, go on.
Rally Chopper.
Yep.
Clangers.
Oh, God, no.
The Goodies.
No.
The 1970 FIFA World Cup.
No.
The midi skirt and maxi skirt.
Please make it stop.
The Beatles broke up. Diana Ross left the Supremes. Simon and Garfunkel broke up.
No, please.
The Jackson 5 formed.
No.
Space Hopper. The Banana Splits.
No, please, you don't.
Shaft. Clackers. Get Carter, in which Michael Caine beat up Alf Roberts off of Coronation Street. Ernie, the fastest milkman in the West. Middle of the Road. Chirpy Chirpy Cheep Cheep. Harvey Smith, Decimal Day, Crossfire,
Remember.
Corgi Toys,
Spangles and ice lollies shaped like feet. Can you remember? When Midland Banks was still seen on our street. Can you remember? Asking coach drivers to play your new cassette. Can you remember? When LBC ran ads for cigarettes. Andy Craig reciting jokes from Lolly Sticks. Andy Cray chatting about the price of pick and mix. Andy Cray remembering the smell of
Kojak, Mastermind, The Sweet, Man About the House, Mike Yarwood.
It's not too late to join this century and sell your childhood memories for cash on eBay. Thanks to you, I put my Atari on there, so on Xbox 360 I now play.
If you can do better than that and sing a commercial from years gone by, 0870 9090 973.
Package Holidays, Blazing Saddles, Ford Capri, Pan's People, Jaws, The Sweeney, Barry Sheen.
Did somebody nick something when you were on a school trip? Can you remember?
Airwolf, Street Hawk, Chips and Automan.
Can you remember?
Tron, Kenneth Kendall and Duran Duran.
Can you remember?
Driving so fast in your father's Ford Capri.
Can you remember?
It's lack of airbags.
Convoy, Citizens Band Radio, Star Wars, Saturday Night Fever, Skateboards.
Andy Cray, forgetting threats of nuclear conflicts. Andy Cray, it was so hot in 76.
The really hot summer of 1976.
And then the next year we had a jubilee. Andy, it's not too late to join this century.
Simon, Hot Gossip, Space Invaders, Dean Friedman, Wonder Woman, Quadrophenia, The Dukes of Hazzard, Hot Gossip, Holly Hobby.
Talk Radio.
I'm enjoying this tonight. It's kind of a very gentle end to the week, and it doesn't have to be, the same pace every single show. I'm enjoying this, and Julie's just saying on Twitter, don't ban. No, you're not banned. No one's banned. You all know that if you phone up, I am allowed to kind of question and challenge what you phoned in for, but, it's all groovy, man. There's no banning here. Not yet, anyway. I tell you what, we'll take calls straight to air in a bit. This is Iain Lee, this is Talk Radio, this is the news.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
She may wear subtle perfume, dress in all the classic clothes, to try and hide the fires inside she doesn't want exposed. There are certain feelings that nothing can disguise. You can always see the lust in a lady's eyes. You can always tell the difference in the way a woman speaks. Ladies choose words carefully, the others just talk cheap. And when the bedroom lights go off and words all turn to sighs, you can always see the lust in the lady's eyes. She may think she's fooling everyone, but who's got time to care? All that counts is what she feels when her heart's stripped bare. She plays it her own life, the way an actress plays a part. But underneath there's music, 'cause she's a dancer at heart. She may give the slight impression that she'll never give too much, when in truth the deepest part of her is aching to be touched. And the look on her face betrays the veil of lies. For you can always see the lust in the lady's eyes. Plays it her own life, the way an actress plays a part. But underneath there's music, 'cause she's a dancer at heart.
that she'll never give too much, when in truth the deepest part of her is aching to be touched, and the look on her face betrays the veil of lies. You can always see the lust in the lady's eyes. You can always see the lust in the lady's eyes. You can always see the lust in the lady's eyes.
A little bit of romance for the lovers out there. And the perverts and the sexual deviants. 0844 499 1000. This last hour of the show for all of the new listeners, and we're getting new listeners all the time. Thank you, guys. And you can listen. Let me give you two ways you can listen. Okay. You can listen to us at www.talkradio.co.uk. Why are you telling me now if I'm listening? Well, you might not know about the other ways that you can listen, you plum. That's why I'm saying it. So you can go to the website. Or you can download an app for your pocket telephones. If you go to on Android and on Apple, you can find Talk Radio app and you download it. And you can listen through that, and that's how I tend to listen. Although I've got DAB in my car because I used to be on the telly. So for the last hour of the show, it's even more laid back. I've got a feeling this show is in danger of kind of just running out of steam at about 12:42. It's just kind of, it's very laid back, and I'm enjoying it, and it's a great way to end the week. They're all like this, by the way. They're all kind of different, really. But for the last hour of the show, we'll Ed, can you keep an eye out just in case the papers arrive? I know they don't tend to arrive until just as the show is ending, but just keep an eye out just in case, because you never know. Thank you, boss. We take calls straight to air. 7 pence a minute, plus your access charge, significantly more from some mobiles. You won't talk to Ed, you won't talk to Catherine initially, you might do it at a later point, but instead you'll talk straight to me and straight to the listener. Line 1, you're on the wireless.
Hello, Ian, how are you?
Hip, hip, hip.
Hip, 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 I'm sorry.
That's okay, we could be a little bit slacker on the hip, hip, hip rule in the last hour of the show.
I'm really scared.
Why are you scared?
Speaking to you on the radio.
Hang on, is this Adam?
No, this is John from Birmingham.
Oh, hello, John from Birmingham. Have we never spoken
from
before?
Paris. Never, no.
Oh, man.
Ian, I've got to go. I'm really scared.
That's all right, mate. Well done. You did it. You did it. You did it. It was good. It was good.
Hip, hip, hip.
Hip, 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 hip. You did it. It was good. Bye. It was good. That was a good call. Well done, man. Line 2, you're on the wireless.
Hip, hip, hip.
Hip, hip, hip.
Hello, Ian, are you alright?
Yeah, I'm fine. Who's this?
It's Craig.
Hello, Craig. How you doing, mate? Are you as terrified as that last caller was?
Not quite.
Well,
you want me to be?
No, it's fine. The thing is, right, I get it, because whenever, the few times that I have phoned up radio stations, actually I used to do it quite a lot, I would get terrified. I mean, terrified.
But my heart's going a little bit.
Yeah. Does your leg start twitching a bit? My right leg starts twitching.
Yeah. I'm twitching a little bit. Yeah. I'm good though. I'm all good.
When you're on the telephone, right, when you're on your mobile telephone, do you sit down, stand up, or do you walk around?
I'm sitting down in the garden having a little cheeky cigarette.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
I can't really do phone calls sat down.
Can you not?
No, I can't. I tend to walk around.
Oh, okay. Well, no, I feel comfortable sitting down, if you're okay with that.
No, I'm fine with that, man, yeah.
The reason I was calling, I know there's been a lot of criticism with Talk Radio being a new station, and the DAB signal not being great, or the app signal being great.
Has there been a lot of criticism? I didn't know that. No one's mentioned it to me.
I've been following you around like loads of different places, and I've got to say, I was on a train tonight from London to Kent, and the Talk Radio app did cut out once, which I was quite surprised at.
I know there are some, and I don't know the exact places. I think Cambridge struggles. I know there are some places. I think I'm sure I read somewhere that the DAB reach in England is 85%. Did I get that figure?
Okay.
Right? Which means there are big pockets where you can't get it. But, I mean, you can always listen online. But when I was driving up the M4 the other day, along the M4 to Bridgewater, interestingly, Radio 4 and LBC both dipped out, but I could still get talk.
Oh, okay.
So-
When you I looked at your press script thing from Bridgewater, it was very interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Thank you. Yeah, it was this. I'm just going around colleges and schools giving something back, mate. I'm not getting paid for it. I'm doing it for free. Do you know what I mean? Giving something to the kids. I don't know. I feel old when I go to those. I mean, the young people there were like range from about 9. Well, they were all different ages. I think they were from 16 up to like they were mature students, as I call them, losers. I'm joking. It was a joke. It was a joke. But going to colleges, universities, I feel so old. Oh, I feel old. You know, it's all beautiful young people vaping and on their mobile phones. God, when I was at university, it was smoking roll-ups trying to find a dealer. Do you know, that was what it was. And drinking lager. It was horrible. Anyway.
Do you find when you go to you do your talks and stuff, do you think they know? I mean this in a nice way. Do they know who you are?
No. No. I know. I get that. No. Some of them know me from the Big Brother spin-off programme I did with Rylam. So some of them know me from that. And there are generally a couple of radio geeks, and again I say that with affection, who have listened to me. And there'll be some people that will have done their homework before I go. And they will kind of look me up on Wikipedia and stuff and done that. But no, most of them don't know, you know, my history or my career or anything.
Oh no, I'm old school. I'm from the Rise days.
Oh,
so,
I wouldn't call that old school. I'd call that the middle period. I'd call that the middle period. Yeah, the middle period.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Well, you missed out on the 11 o'clock show and my earlier work at Horizon and things.
I remember seeing clips of the 11 o'clock show when I stayed. Yeah, well, no, I stayed at my nan's house, and I remember staying up late to watch it, and I was like, 11 or something. But no, another thing I wanted to say was the reason why I asked whether people know you or not is because I was out with a friend today, and I always find that following you around different places is quite it's almost a secret in terms of no one really.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Come across someone.
As all my radar figures will tell you from the last 10 years. Yes, it's kind of a secret.
But I had a friend who was interviewed last week on Virgin Radio, which I know is the same kind of company.
They're downstairs,
And yeah, I was kind of like, oh wow, that's really cool. I listen to Talk Radio, it's in the same building, I listen to Iain Lee. And my friend said, oh, I love Iain Lee. And I was like, why did we never speak about this? So I don't know.
Did you check him out by going hip, hip, hip? That's the test to find out whether he really does love me, or he's just a bandwagon jumper.
Well, it was a lady, and I didn't go hip, hip, hip.
Hip, hip, hip. Well, listen, I appreciate that. I'm going to go because I can see the number keeps flashing. Thank you for that. Yes, it really is a great thrill being a cult.
You're a massive cult.
Yeah, who'd want to be a success and earn loads of money when you can be a cult and no one's ever heard of you, huh? I mean...
Do you know what I really liked? That you were the guilty pleasure. He used to watch you from his nan's telly in the spare room, like you were his Eurotrash.
I just missed that call. There we go, there it is, they just called back. Yes, line 1, you're on the wireless. Oh, no, you've gone.
Maybe they're just a flasher.
No, but possibly. It's an 0208 number, if that was you, call again, because I just missed getting to you. This is another one. Line 1, you're on the wireless.
Hip, hip, hip.
Hip, hip, hip.
Hip, hip, hip.
Thank you, Catherine.
I'd test your monkey's knowledge. I've got a few quiz questions for you.
Is that Callum?
It's Andrew.
Oh dear. Yes, Andrew. Okay, mate. You ask away, buddy.
Have you got some quiz music? Let's do this properly.
Yeah, let's get some. Hang on a minute. I'm just trying to find out where I can buy the Japanese version of the Monkey's Good Time because it's got bonus tracks on. Hang on a second. You said you wanted some music.
Quiz music.
Hang on a minute. I will have some.
How old do you think I am? Because you said you're good at voices.
27.
Nearly 32.
Well, no, that's a big. No, I'm bang out there.
I'll take 27 though.
Quiz music. Here we go. This will do. This is a bit. Here we go. Hang on. Tense, knock on wood with recorders. Yes, go on then, Andrew, let's have it.
Okay, the Monkees are in the Guinness Book of World Records for having the most #1 albums in a single year. True or false?
True.
You don't know.
No, it's true.
True, that's right, yeah. Do you know what year?
It would have been, well, it was 1967, of course.
Absolutely correct.
Yeah,
well
do you want the albums?
Stop smoking that pen.
No, you're alright.
We don't want the albums? Okay, fine.
No, it's fine. Okay,
the Monkees, the More of the Monkees, the Monkees headquarters, Pisces Aquarius, Capricorn and Jones Limited.
Well done. Okay.
You look
Jimi
so cool.
Hendrix was once the opening act. Monkees, true or false?
True. Why are you giving me these easy true and false questions?
Right,
he played about 12 dates with them, and he got bored of people. He was going, "Fuck's a lady," and everyone's going, "We want Davey." And so in the middle of his set, he flipped at the bird and walked off stage. Beautiful, beautiful story. Yep, next.
The Monkees were the second group to use the Moog, spelled M-O-O-G,
Pronounced Moog,
synthesizer on a pop album. True or false?
False. They were the first.
I thought these were really hard, but really good.
Did you get these off Wikipedia, Andrew?
No.
Lightning.
Did you get them off Iain Lee's own page?
And Nash rehearsed for their first US tour at Peter's house. True or false?
Say that again.
Crosby, Stills and Nash rehearsed for their first US tour at Peter's house. True or false?
True. Next. He used to have naked orgies at his house. Peter Talk.
There's no other kind of orgy to have, is there?
And he gave the money to David Crosby to buy his first boat. And then when the Monkees split up and Peter Talk was broke, he went and slept in David Crosby's spare room. Next.
Okay. In which episode?
Ooh, now we're on episodes. All right, go on.
Mickey Dolenz flip off the camera. Is it A, Everywhere a Chic Chic, B, The Frodis Caper, or C, Art for Monkey's Sake?
Say the question again.
In which episode does Mickey flip off the camera? Is it A, Everywhere a Chic Chic, B, The Frodis Caper, or C, Art for Monkey's Sake?
When you say flip off a camera, you mean flip the bird?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we come back to that question?
Oh!
No, because can we come back to that question, please? Have you got any more questions?
Yeah. Catherine, make sure you don't Google it.
Not Googling it. I think I know, but I want to come back to that.
Too busy smoking his pen lid, which seems very Moorish.
Go on.
Peter Talk was at the Beatles recording session for Revolution. True or false?
False. Mickey Dolenz was at the recording sessions for... Well, he changes the story when he tells it. Sometimes it was for Sgt. Pepper, and then sometimes it was for Oh Darling for Abbey Road.
It is false. Davey was at the Beatles recording session for Revolution.
And I don't think that's true either. I think that's false.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. For which music video did Mike Naismith win the first ever Grammy Award?
Rio, listen, I mean, is there going to be any challenge to this? Or...
What about the one you didn't know?
Yeah, exactly.
Give me the options again.
For the one you didn't know?
Yeah.
For the flippy off film.
It wasn't Everywhere a Chic Chic. Get rid of that one. It's not that one.
Okay, so in which episode does Mickey flip off the camera? Is it Everywhere a Chic Chic, The Frodis Caper, or Art for Monkey's Sake?
Now, I want to say The Frodis Caper because Frodis, here's the thing, it's a show for 8-year-old girls, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what Frodis is? It's code word for weed. So they had a whole episode that was basically called The Weed Caper.
Gosh.
And they had to free the Frode. It's the last episode, and Dolenz wrote and directed it. It's nuts. It's brilliant. It's got Tim Buckley in at the end. And they had to go and rescue the Frodis because everyone was getting was watching TV and getting mesmerised by TV. So they had to go and free the Frodis. It's so cheeky. And he directed it. Art for Monkey's Sake was the other one, was it?
Yeah.
I don't remember him flipping it off in the Frodis Caper. I'm going to say Art for Monkey's Sake.
Everywhere a Chic.
Oh! Boom! I got one wrong about because it's about the TV series. That's the TV series is tougher. If you notice on Mastermind, the one I got wrong was about the TV series. Andrew, listen, I think it's safe to say I destroyed you there.
Well,
that was a whitewash.
Found your Achilles heel.
Yes, exactly. Yes, line one.
Hello, mate. How's it going? I just want to say, hip, 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 hip. I forgot to do that when I phoned in.
Bill, why are you putting on a different voice?
No, it's just, I'm eating crisps.
Eating crisps, Bill.
I'm eating prawn cocktail Walkers, isn't I?
It sounds... Oh,
prawn cocktail.
See, back to basics. Back to basics flavours there.
But it's, and I want to say congratulations to the Twitter fella who was nervous about calling in.
He was
Fair play.
good. Can you say congratulations to me for destroying that caller with his pathetic monkeys quiz that was absolutely pathetic?
Oh, he was pathetic, mate, and you absolutely mugged him off, and the whole of the East End's laughing at him because he's an idiot.
Thank you. Yeah, destroyed him.
And I've got a confession for you, mate.
Oh, what's this? You're really a woman?
No, behave. No. Do you remember when you was on the not the morning station, the station before that?
Yes, I do. Yes.
That one, the music one.
Yes.
Do you remember when Danny Dyer used to phone you in?
Yes.
That was me.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, that fell flat.
No. Your voices are kind of quite similar, Bill.
Well,
do your Danny Dyer now. Let Kath be the judge.
Go on.
All right there, son. How's it going, Tammy? You all right, mate? We're just having a few beers, ain't we? We were the Doris's, ain't we? You know, up the apple and pears. I fell down them because I had a few sherbet twists. You know what I mean?
Now, sorry,
now
caller.
do Danny Dyer.
No, sorry, caller. Could you put Bill back on the line? I need to speak to him for a moment.
Hello, pal.
Who was that guy? That was brilliant.
Yeah, it was me, innit? I was just hamming it up a bit.
Oh, hang on, Adam. If Adam's listening, Adam, I keep missing your number. Call as soon as I see it. I'll take it. Give us one more chance, Adam, please. Well, Bill, you've been sitting on that bombshell for 4 or 5 years.
I've got his autobiography if you want. I've got both of them. If you want me to read a passage.
Yes, please do, mate. Thank you.
Do you want me to call you back? Because I've got to go upstairs and get it. It's in the toilet.
Okay, thank you very much.
Of course it is.
Indeed. Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I really liked about him?
Yeah.
When I was talking to him earlier on, he called me darling.
He's a funny one, Bill.
You don't know me at all.
I say, Scott said, it's brilliant that Bill has called back. Bill was, and he'll take this in the spirit it's intended, was a minor character in kind of my radio history, but he would call from time to time and I would bully him into singing, and Scott said, you've got to get him to sing, and I'd forgotten that he did that.
I loved the singing.
We'll get, it got to the point where I would only let him come on if he would sing, and he used to get really annoyed, but he still wanted to come on. And
can we do that rule again?
I think we're very close to it. Adam, we missed your call. I'm sorry, mate. I do apologise. Line 1, you're on the wireless.
Hip, hip, hip.
Yep, hip, hip.
Hip, hip.
Ian.
Yes, boss.
Kath.
Yeah.
How you doing? It's Rashid.
Rashid.
How you doing? Listen, I want you to. Would it be a good idea to ask every caller how scared they are out of a 1 to 10? Because I'm a bit petrified at the moment.
Go on. Well, out of 1 to 10.
I mean, when you're waiting on the call, yeah. I mean, your heart starts beating.
Yeah.
You know, and you get anxious type of thing. So I was about a 6, but now you see, my tips are for the nervous callers is do something silly. Come on and say hip hip hip, something like that.
Yeah.
Get it out of the way.
Well, hang on. Let's try. There we go. Line 2's doing it. Who's this on line 2?
It's Adam.
Adam, we got you. Now, okay, well, Rashid, why don't you ask Adam how nervous he's feeling?
Adam, how nervous are you feeling now?
Pretty nervous, to be fair.
And was you feeling more nervous while you was waiting to come on air?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. This is what I want Ian to ask callers.
He's destroyed you there, Rashid.
1 to 10, and
He just destroyed you there, Rashid.
They must have
Can you hear me? Hello?
Emotional intelligence.
Rashid, hello?
Hello?
Is Rashid there, please?
Hello? Yes.
Rashid? He destroyed you there. Adam just destroyed you there.
How?
Well, how did he destroy him, Catherine?
By being nonchalant.
Yeah, he nonchalants you.
Right up.
Right up.
I don't think he was nervous at all then.
Adam?
He must have mastered emotional intelligence.
Well, let's see. Adam, so you were feeling quite nervous. Is it subsiding or is it getting worse?
I think it's subsiding.
Yeah, because now that you've broken it, you have never called. For those who don't know, Adam was on Twitter going, I want to call, I don't want to call, I want to call, I'll just call! And now you've called.
All the periscopers are wannabe callers. All the periscopers are wannabe callers.
Yeah.
I terrified Adam once. Do you remember Adam?
The other thing.
Hang on, Rashid. Rashid, can he hear us?
Oh, I can hear you.
Well, then shut up.
I just want to talk to Adam. Adam,
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
do you remember when I frightened you?
Outside the box.
Yeah.
Well, what happened?
Let's just keep it our secret.
What happened, Adam?
I bumped into Kath outside the toilets at your show in Luton.
That's a little bit...
And I recognised him.
Oh.
And I said hello to him.
Oh.
And he nearly had to go back to the toilet.
Yeah, well, these things... well, thank you for coming to the show in Luton. That was... it's coming out on a CD soon, guys, whenever Scott Balcony pulls his finger out
Come on,
and stops
Scott.
running a successful T-shirt business and starts finishing my CD cover. Adam, was there anything you wanted to say or do?
No.
Well, you
No,
phoned
just
up and
want
you've
to say
called.
Hello.
Oh.
Pop me cherry.
Well, steady on. But you're off to bed now?
Yeah, I'll get up soon. You'll be up early in the morning.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I think the show kind of peaked about 40 minutes ago. I think it's all kind of gently unravelling here. So you have my permission to go to bed, Adam. You've been very brave, and your call is appreciated.
Thank you very much.
Cheers,
Take
mate.
care.
Ta-ta. Go on, Rashid. What else did you have?
Brilliant call. He did
call.
it well. It was great.
Classy.
You know what I mean?
Had it all, didn't it? Had it all.
But you were nice to him as well. But you see, but I don't want to scare people. But there is a type of a space where if Ian cuts you off, because I'm like Ian, when I'm on the phone, I'm animated, my arms are going everywhere. But sometimes it cuts you off, and you're left there. My left arm is up, and I've got a big Cheshire grin on my face. And sometimes I'm there afterwards. I'm thinking, this is a strange space to be in. You know, I don't know if anybody else has that feeling.
What, of anticlimax?
Yeah, when he puts the phone, and you're just there. You're halfway through you whatever you want to say.
Line 3, you're on the wireless.
Sorry, hello. You right?
Yeah, hello.
Sorry, I'm a bit... I don't know. It's me, Sam, from whatever, I don't know, I'm tired.
Yeah, whatever, man. We're all tired.
Hip,
hip.
Well, that's the one.
There you go.
I want to talk about my stutter, and also the feeling that I get when I call up is the same as I make a YouTube video. Like, because you get nervous when you turn the camera on, and you get nervous because all the sort of words are in your head, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And when you're calling up, it's like it all comes out at once, if that makes sense, for me anyway, because I'm quite a nervous person.
Yeah.
But I just want to say, if you have a stutter, don't worry about it, because Ian's a nice guy, Kath's a nice person, Ed's lovely, don't be scared, just take it easy, and I don't know.
You say we're nice people, Sam. You don't know what we get. You don't know what the weird stuff we get up to before and after the show. Well, thank you, Sam. Nice to say. And these things work for some people and they don't work for other people. Line 1, you're on the wireless.
Yes, I am, Ian. What's to feel nervous about?
Turn your flipping radio off, you silly...
I've done it.
Yes?
Why are these people feeling nervous talking to you?
They've not got your braggadocio.
Oh, well, that's one of those things. And did you say, is you going to do your programme of when we had that meeting at Luton? Or is it just for the front of your new issue?
There's a CD...
Yes.
of the live show.
It was the Luton one, wasn't it?
It was the Luton one, but I don't know. I've had to cut loads of bits out because some of it was kind of visual and some of it was libelous and some of it I had to cut basically a 100-minute show down to 70 minutes.
That's not bad.
I can't remember if your bit's in it or not. Because I've not listened to I've given it to someone else and I've not listened to the final edit. So I don't know if your bit's in it. But, either way, Dennis, I'll send you a copy when we're a little way off it yet, but I'll send you a copy.
Yeah, along with the 10 quid from Sunday.
Well, thanks very much for calling, caller. Sorry, we have to move on and go to the adverts. 08444991000. Catherine's in the studio, and line 1, you're live on the wireless.
Loaded, ready,
This is the monkeys freeing the Frodis. It's not a very good episode, but...
The evil wizard Blick captured me when my spaceship landed on Earth. He is using my photic power to control men's minds through his machine. I must get back to my ship and recharge my photic energy and undo the evil that has been done. You must help me escape.
Okay, thank you very much indeed. That's the Frodis Caper, episode 58 of The Monkeys, the last one they ever filmed. Not the last one, they filmed one, of course, in in 1996. They filmed another episode, and it was, well, I quite like it. It was a bit stinky. The premise was good. The premise was that they'd never stop filming the episodes. They just stopped showing the episodes. And it was like episode 762. And they go, and like a hot girl would walk in, and Dave would fall in love, and they go, no, we've done that already. It was flawed, but it was thoroughly enjoyable. Yes, line 2.
Oh, hello, mate. I got that book out the car for you, didn't I?
Is that Danny Dyer?
Yeah, hang on. Do you want me to go straight into it?
Yeah, go on.
Dominic Treadwell Collins, who's the executive producer of EastEnders, chose me at my lowest ebb, and I'd always be grateful to him for that. He brought me in, and I thought, here we go, short contract, playing a gangster. But no, he sat me down on the throne and tells me how brilliant I am, and I had read an interview about me being brought up by women and how he wanted me to take over the Queen Vic, which has never been done in its history. By an incoming character, I thought, wow. He explained the role to me, and I thought, well, he gets me. I played it down, kept it dark, and I told him to think about it. I'd think about it. Not wanting to look too desperate, as you do. I got out of the meeting turning cartwheels, was straight on the phone to Joe shouting, we're saved, we're saved. I was thumping the steering wheel at the same time, hoping that I'd have enough juice in the tank to make it back. A weird situation indeed. Sometimes my life surprises even me. 1 minute I'm down on me luck, driving at 50 on the North Circular, trying to keep the fuel consumption down. The next I'm looking at a dream come true. I can't tell you how I love the role of Mick Carter. It's perfect for me. Exactly what I wanted. A chance to show a bit more than just the hard man, to do a bit of the comic turn, show a bit of vulnerability. Still, even as I look at it, there's a little bit inside me that was afraid. I was frightened. I knew it would be difficult for me, but more so for my family. I knew the press would go over my life with a magnifying glass, digging all the dirt they could. The thing is, even by then, I'd changed and grown up. We'd put the past behind us, but this might stir it all up again. Chapter 8 next week, mate.
Line 2, you're on the wireless. Hello? Oh, it's the theme tune to The Sopranos, isn't it?
Don't know, I'd never watched it.
Oh, it was quite good, but I never... I believe that's the theme tune to The Sopranos. Thank you very much indeed for that. Was it... Who did it? Was it the Alabama 3? Were they the ones that did that? Maybe line 1, you're on the wireless.
We've got some of them, though. Just at home, mate. Fortune cookie. Just crack one off, son. What's it say? Piss slaps. Piss slaps?
Oh, okay. If you're going to play audio, play it louder, but I'm glad that wasn't played any louder. Line 2, you're on the wireless.
Hip, hip, hip. Yo, yo, yo. Bum, rush the show. I like the 1970s the bestest because I bloody well do, and there's nothing you can do about it. If you don't like it, you can shove it squarely up your bumhole.
Gosh, blimey. If you're wondering why we're talking about the 1970s, it's because it's Paul Ross's phone in on Monday. You've got the weekend to think which decade do you like the most, the 1960s or the 1970s? Which is your favourite decade? Out of those two. So you've got all weekend to think about
Define like, I mean...
No, which is your favourite?
Well,
Well, whatever decade that was from, that was the worst decade.
The 90s.
Yeah, the 90s were pretty...
They were dark.
They were pretty pony, really. I mean, again, most of the 60s was rubbish. Most of the time is rubbish. None of this means anything.
The further you get away from it, the more you realise how grubby and brown it was.
All right, mate, no need to be racist. Line 1, you're on the wireless.
Hip, hip, hip.
Hip, hip, hip.
Hip, hip.
Hey, Yeah, I'm really nervous, but I thought I had to ring after I heard the Sopranos theme tune, because it's like my favourite TV show.
It was The Sopranos,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
I
remember
it's the best TV show ever.
I remember one New Year's. I mean, this was years and years ago, and I had seasons 1 and 2 on DVD. I think they're the only ones that have been shown. And me and my girlfriend on New Year's Day, we did about 8 episodes of Series 1, and then I never went back to it for some reason. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed
you
it.
gotta go back to it.
Well,
it's just,
the thing is, I won't.
amazing. Tony Soprano is just my hero.
Oh, it's very funny, and I liked his therapist woman, who then went on to be the president in Battlestar Galactica. But the ending was rubbish,
She's
wasn't
hot
it?
as well.
She was hot, yeah. The ending was rubbish.
Yeah, they always are, though, aren't they?
Well, yeah, exactly. So why should I give? I mean, how many series of that were there? 8?
It got up to 6, and then they extended, so it was like season 6 extra.
Yeah.
So it was like an extra.
And the end was the ending. Wasn't there? Have I got this right? Because I've not seen this. But there was like a series where he was in a coma or something.
Yeah, it wasn't the whole series. It was like the first 2 episodes.
Right, and so it was like his dreams or something.
Yeah, yeah, he was in a different city that he couldn't get out of.
You know the problem
he had somebody
with
else's identity, and he couldn't get out of it, and then
these American
came out of
series,
it. Yeah, it was
they
really
get
cool.
they get flipping greedy, don't they? They think, oh right, this is making us some money. Let's extend it. No, let's make something that's perfectly formed and has a beginning, middle, and end.
They run things into a ground end, don't they?
And run out of ideas.
Yeah,
I'm being
but the
told.
thing is, it couldn't really go like they couldn't. He couldn't win and he couldn't lose.
Yeah, they could have
Do you know
killed
what I
him.
mean? So they couldn't lock him up, but they couldn't kill him.
Well, they could have sent him to prison, or they
Do
could
you
have
know
killed
what I
him. Yeah, they could have. My sister is reminding me of this, and I don't know how true this is, but I have heard this story that my mum's cousin is in the Alabama 3, who did the theme tune to The Sopranos.
Yeah, that's a great theme tune.
Well, it was done by a blood relative of mine.
Oh, nice one.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Suddenly I'm a lot cooler. Did you find anything to replace The Sopranos?
Game of Thrones.
You like that, don't you?
Yeah, I like it. It's rubbish, but it's great. It's it's pony. It's full of nonsense.
I'm never going to see it. Never going to see it. Just doesn't interest.
Oh, it's really good. It's worth it. I read all the books as well.
Long-running TV series don't interest me now. I've bailed out of The Walking Dead because it was too repetitious. And I like zombies. I like zombies as well. I'm just long-running TV series. I started watching Better Call Saul, and I thought, do you know what? I can't be bothered. And I like Bob Odenkirk as well.
My brother's. I watched a couple of episodes of that, but I couldn't get into it. Couldn't get into Breaking Bad either.
Oh, Breaking Bad was good.
There's a couple that I love, and then I kind of leave it alone because it's too time-consuming.
Yeah,
that's the thing, isn't it? The commitment.
Well,
yeah, it is.
Listen,
it is a commitment. Like
you called, and it was all right, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It's awesome.
Will you do it again? Nice one. Thank you very much indeed.
Man,
There we
I've
go.
wanted to call. It's the first time I've ever called.
Well, you did it, and you did it brilliantly. Nice one. Thank you very much indeed. You see, we've had a few virgins tonight calling in, which is nice.
We treat them carefully.
0844 499 1000.
Hip, 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 hooray! Hip, 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 hooray! Hip, 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 hooray! Hi, Ian. I'm so pleased that I'm a member of your Losers Club. Bye!
Hello, Ian. An interesting fact for you about the Incredible Hulk. Did you know Jack McGee, the slimy, sneaky reporter who chased David Banner all the time, was actually played by the famous actor Kelvin McKenzie's dad? More facts coming soon. Thank you.
Ian, you need to take me now. Take me and make mad love to me. Now, Ian. I demand
Hip, hip, hip. Okay. On your mark. Get set. Go, I am the very bottom of the general, first of all, I'm involved, because we can real good. Right. Is that Ivan Lee? Listen here, pal, this is Julian Hartley Brewer. Right, I've heard some of the things you've been saying about me. Abuda!
Hello, Mr. Lee. Hello. I've been so chef. In a happy with you, Mr. Lee. In a happy. He say hip 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 for army, not for civilian. Hip hip hip.
Oh, 844-499-1000 is the phone number. It's the last 10 minutes and 30 seconds of the week of the show, of everything that we have achieved and everything else. And I'm knackered. Basically, I'm completely knackered. Line 1, you're on the wireless. No, what is this? I know what this is.
Put your arms around me, baby.
This is brilliant. It's an Adam Sandler song.
Can't you see I need you so?
But it's filthy, right? And I'm hoping...
Hold me close against your skin.
I'm hoping it's the version I had where he bleeped it.
Loving you.
If not, I'm going to have to dump it.
Spit on your hand and stroke...
Okay, it wasn't. We used to play that. It's a brilliant song. It's filthy, right? By Adam Sandler. And I might do it again. It takes a lot of work. I mean, it's filthy. And it's so funny.
That was just the start, then...
Yeah. Oh, God.
Wow.
I haven't heard that for such a long... It's called it a medium pace. That's what it's called. I've just remembered that. And we used to play it on XFM.
Mm-hmm.
But what's the name of the Australian producer gentleman I had? Byron. What Byron did, and it made it so much funnier, was bleeped it. And bleeps are funnier than swear words, because you fill in the blanks. And I think he put in a few more bleeps than there actually needed to be in the song. And as the song goes on, the bleeps just obviously get longer and longer and longer. And it was hilarious. And I don't know if I've got if anyone wants to do the bleep version, guys, and send it to me, it will get played, because it's so funny. So, I mean, and it is, I've forgotten, it's fun, the song is funny. I went through a really big Adam Sandler thing. And it was when Amazon just started, and I used to get loads of VHS tapes sent over from the States, because you couldn't really get his stuff over here. It was big boxes of VHS tapes, and I used to love him. And I think most of his films are rubbish, although Happy Gilmore is one of the funniest films I've ever seen in my life.
I've never seen it.
Oh, it is brilliant. I mean, it's proper stupid comedy, but it's funny. And what's good about it is, and I was thinking about Adam Sandler today, is he's not playing someone who's retarded. In a lot of his films, he's playing someone, like The Waterboy was kind of his breakthrough film over here. But I was always uncomfortable watching that and Billy Madison, because he's obviously playing someone, who is learning difficulties. And in Happy Gilmore, he's not. And he's... He wants to become a professional golfer. Oh, it's so funny. I mean, it's rubbish, but it's really, really funny. In fact, do you know what? I might dig out Happy Gilmore and watch that this weekend. I might watch that tomorrow night when the boys go to bed. It makes me laugh so much. It's such a good film. Yes, line 1.
I started a business the other day.
Oh yeah, what business was that?
It's the subterranean water drawing business.
Oh, fantastic. How's it going?
Well,
line 2, you're on the wireless. Hello.
Hello, Ian.
Hello.
Hi, Ian. First time caller. Very nervous.
Okay. Well, then there's no need to be. What's your name?
My name's Keith.
Okay.
From the barbecue.
Well, you're not a first time caller. You call up all the flipping time. What are you talking about, you lunatic? You can't come here and get the first-time caller glory.
It's just what people say. It's just what people say on phone and shows.
No, what they say is long-time listener, first-time caller. And none of you slackers, Adam and that woman, all you slackers that phoned up for the first time tonight, you ruined it. You should have, and I'm angry with myself because I should have insisted you said, long-time listener, first-time caller. So their calls don't count.
I wanted to kind of, I wanted to reflect on the week. I think it's been a really good week, all round, for everybody.
What do you mean, in life?
Yeah, I think so. You know, I think, for me it was good. It was my birthday at the start of the week. That was fun. The shows have been great all week. You did the Talk in Somerset, which, if I can just blow some barbecue smoke towards your fundament, that went really, really well. It was fantastic, and I really enjoyed it.
Give me some ribs.
Excellent.
Give me some ribs.
Yeah, when are you going to provide?
You know what,
we're commercial radio now. We can take bribes openly.
Stick it in a taxi and get it round.
As the official meat and barbecue partner to the Iain Lee show, if I could be so bold, then by all means. But there is one thing that's bothering me.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
It's just playing on my mind. I've been listening to the adverts that you have. I know you can't really.
Well, no, you can't. We
mention
can't.
the adverts, and I'm not going to. But the topic I want to bring up at this late stage is men's health.
Yeah.
It's really important, that for men to get themselves checked out.
I want to get my prostate checked, but I don't know how to do it.
I'm not doing it.
Me too.
We'll do it on Periscope.
I really want to get my thing looked
I'll
at.
check yours if you check mine.
Well, yeah, by all means. But the thing is, I found somewhere that will do it.
Oh yeah, go on.
Yeah. So come out of Tottenham Court Road tube station.
Yeah.
Down Oxford Street. Take a left.
Yeah.
Take a right, then a left.
Yeah.
Come up round the back, and there's a door.
Oh God.
Push the door.
Yeah.
And I'll give you the number if you want.
I'm fine, thanks very much, but I appreciate the first-time call and indeed the long-time listen. I mean, this is outrageous. You can buy Happy Gilmore for a penny.
But it won't be a penny, will it?
Well, plus £1.26. Yeah. Million extras on it.
Do you know what I found most impressive about that call?
Yep.
Him talking and blowing at the same time.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's quite a talent.
Yep, that's what I thought. Line 1, you're on the wireless.
I have a joke.
We'll be the judge of that.
Knock, knock. 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 Knock, knock.
Hello.
Hello. Knock, knock.
Who's there? Hip, hip, hip.
Doctor.
Dr. Sherlock Holmes? Was he a doctor? Dr. Watson?
I don't know how you do knock jokes.
Knock jokes? Nah, don't know what that is. I faked an orgasm once.
I did once as well.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. I genuinely did. I went out with a girl. I went out with a girl that I didn't like.
Oh, blimey, you just wanted to leave it alone.
No, I wanted to see what it was like, because we didn't like each other, and then I found out that she fancied me. So I thought, all right, well, let's see what
I had
happens.
an orgasm with a fish once.
But we,
in the week.
Yeah, she was, in the end, it was, of course it didn't work out. It was a ridiculous reason to go out with the girl. And we were having sex once, and I was just really bored. And I just did the noise and went, oh, I'm done.
I can imagine that's why someone might do that.
Yeah.
I had to fake it after I'd actually had one.
Oh.
But I made out like I hadn't. It's been a long time in between.
Okay, so very quickly, sometimes, it can be, as soon as things get started, you're gone, and there's no shame in that.
Well,
that happens.
Well, that's it. I was only 20, I think.
Yeah.
And she said, "Don't stop," and then I had to.
Yeah. Yep.
I think she would have noticed.
Nope. No, because there's not. You're talking about the ejaculation of seminal fluids. That's not always. That's not always connected to an orgasm.
Right.
Am I right, caller?
Let's go with that, yeah.
High fives all round. Look at us men. Look at us modern men. Claiming it back from the feminazis. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're claiming back
Down
our
with Jermaine Greer.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. We are taking back our sexuality and our gender identification from the feminazis. There's nothing wrong with being a man. There's nothing wrong with having a penis. There's nothing wrong with having testicles or a testicle. If you've lost a testicle due to testicular cancer and chose not to have a ball put in there as a substitute, there's nothing wrong with faking. Very unfortunate. There's nothing wrong with faking an orgasm if you're a man. Am I right, caller?
Correct.
Thank you very much indeed. And on that bombshell, ladies and gentlemen, we say good night. Back on Monday. Ta-ta.
Talk Radio. Dial up some dialogue.
Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.